my God, welcome. Welcome one and all, and I might say all. This is a special episode of everything. Hi, I'm John Bultena. I run Abraxas Precipice, where we play the Expanse role-playing game forever. And I got approached last year by the people at Ronin and the Expanse RPG Fan Community, and they were doing the community was doing their one-page fan jam, and everyone turned in some adventures. They put out this cool publication. They voted on it to see which one was like the coolest one, and their prize was apparently me. I'm sorry, it could have been better. Guilherme, I apologize ahead of time. So the prize was I run it, and the Ronin folks play with like the head developers, the president, all these people, and we brought in a whole crew of folks to play a special episode called Those Who Trust. So I don't know what to say besides that, but we're gonna play this for about 3 hours or so like that, hang out here. Ronin's been kind enough to host it on their channel. It's on my channel too, over on Twitch. So wherever you want to watch it, we just want to get exposure and show off the fan community. There'll be some links in the chat you can on my Twitch at least, you can see them on the screen to engage in and see if you want to follow up and check out this adventure. It's free, so you can't beat it, so take 2 of them. But I'd like to start off by introducing a little bit about this whole thing with our good friend Audun. Audun, tell us about the Expanse fan community, RPG fan community.
Well, so during the Kickstarter of this game several years ago, I thought we needed somewhere to hang out. That was not the Kickstarter sort of comment section, because that's not very good for sort of long-winded communication and discussion about rules and questions in the future. So I set up a Facebook group, and that grew. And then, as you do when you play games, you want more stuff and you want cool stuff, and there are loads of community resources that can be made by a community. So I decided to run a one-page adventure jam, and the first time I would say it was quite a success, and then I decided to continue. I think that's sort of sufficient. I set up a website after a while, and it's mainly to create fun times for us all.
There are many websites out there that create fun times. But this year the community chose, and we chose Guilherme down there at the very bottom, adventure called Those Who Trust. Guilherme, would you like to say a few words without spoiling the adventure for those at home and those that are playing? Just say a few words about your inspiration, just something to say about it.
Yeah, it was a challenge. I actually almost didn't write this adventure. And I was surprised then, right? But the Expanse is always about people trying to live their normal lives with their normal activity while something strange is happening. So that's the core concept I take when I write adventures. So this one isn't different. People are settling in a new world beyond the ring, where they're, how may I say, trying to live their normal life. Something weird is found, and in the end, it's all about human behavior. It's the social conflicts that arise from moments of tension, from the desire for power, and that's it.
I feel like you may have seen my show where we call it Schlubs in Space, because you described Schlubs in Space quite nicely there, actually. Just the common folks is hanging out and everything like that too. Okay, cool. Well, without further ado, I want to have everyone introduce themselves here. We're going to do Brady Bunch order. So we'll start with our good friend Chris off to this side here. Chris, tell us who you are, what you do, and where folks can find you.
Real me, not my character, right?
Sure, yeah.
Hi, I'm Chris Pramas, founder and president of Ronin Publishing. I am at Pramas on Twitter, also on Facebook. I run Ronin with my partners in the team, and we make role-playing games like this one.
Okay. Going next, let's go to Ian.
Hi, my name is Ian Lemke. I'm currently the developer for the Expanse role-playing game and Fantasy Age 2nd Edition at Ronin. and I'm playing Dayton Altman, the mechanic, on our lovely ship here today. I'm excited to be here today.
Oh, thank you, Ian.
I get to play.
You get to play, yeah. No, you're forever game master. And actually, interesting enough, like the last time I got to play The Expanse was actually, I think you're the only person I've ever had game master for me, honestly, of The Expanse. So this is good, good role reversal today.
Yep.
Let's go to Guilherme. We heard a little bit from you, but let's tell us about who you are, what you do, where they can find you.
Okay, I'm Guilherme Cahú. I'm Brazilian. I'm an illustrator, designer, and researcher. I'm actually I'm a PhD student of design, and I research in children's books based on information design fundamentals. It's a challenge. So I'm a game master for the Expanse. I have a group running for over a year now.
Oh, wow.
We have a session tomorrow, actually. And that's it. This is the second adventure I've written.
Mm-hmm.
This community is awesome. Really, really friendly people. Really safe place to be. Those adventure jams and community resources, what people have built is great, and it's something truly unique we only found in the RPG community.
All right. Yeah. No, thank you for all that. That's great. Yeah. That's once again, this was the super collaborative community thing. Like this goes beyond our normal community, and that's actually what's really interesting. There's like I think all of us are from 4 different countries here, so like this is like a super international game, which is pretty cool. Kind of digging that too. So, let's move it up to way north. Our friend Meric. Tell us who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm Canadian. That's there's our extra right there. But yeah, I'm an Expanse game master as well. I run Hellbreakers. We play it every second Monday on twitch.tv/Massive Damage Adventures, and it is, I really wanted to do Killjoys meets Cowboy Bebop in the Expanse. So bounty hunting and being pretty silly, and you can catch all our VODs and stuff at YouTube on Skyhammer Press and stuff. And yeah, just love the Expanse, huge fan, and love RPGs. Happy to be here as well to play.
Fantastic. Yeah, I kind of call like Hellbreakers is what we like. In our own group, we kind of call Hellbreakers our sister show. They're kind of we're kind of going parallel.
Kind.
Oh well,
Yeah.
Thank you, Meric. It means a lot to have you here. One of our head of one of the Expanse RPG community, we have Audun. Audun, tell us about who you are, what you do, and where folks can find you. Muted, but
you can find me on the west coast of Norway, in a little town called Bergen. I'm a researcher, work at university, and I've been a game master for about 30 years, running D&D and everything from that to Expanse, almost everything. I live and breathe for this hobby, but I can't turn it into my main vocation.
You're probably happier.
Well, academia ain't all what it's cracked up to be. But
it's true. It's very true. And finally, we got Steve. Tell us about who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Kenson. I am a staff designer with Green Ronin. I was the lead designer on the Expanse RPG. So everything that's wrong with it is my fault. And everything that's good about it has been stuff that Ian has fixed since I handed it over to him.
Disagree. That's okay.
You can find me on Twitter at @skenson, where I'm mostly ranting about things. And I have a website at stevekenson.com, which I occasionally update with mostly various superhero things that I'm working on.
Very cool. Well, thank you everyone again. And I just introduce our 7th player today is the Verde Libre, the freighter that the crew is manning. I made up a little logo you can see on everyone's name tags. I try to match the green Ronin colors for it too, just as my pathetic attempt at like a reference, but here it is. So deal with it because we're live. And but yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'll have a lot of fun with it. I'm gonna go ahead and set up the game here, and then we're gonna dive right into it. But the last thing to say is I run Abraxas Precipice. We're an Expanse live stream. We've been playing now for almost 2 years. We have lots of guests on the show. We have one giant campaign. I think we're at like 160 plus hours total, including our bonus episodes. Yeah, Steve's like, how did you get that much value out of my book? He's like, but it's been a lot of fun, and I've had so much fun bringing people in. There's all kinds of Expanse geeks out there, and so you can tune and check out our stuff like that too. But we have a very large backlog of episodes, and you can dive in at different points and the like. So, without further ado, let's begin. Those Who Trust. Bum, bum, bum. I don't have a theme song. I couldn't afford it. Sorry.
Everybody dance. Pretend that there's theme music playing.
There is, yes. Okay. So, it's been about 3 years, about 4 years since the Free Navy conflict has ended. The ring gates are open. There's worlds. The transport union has control over things, making sure things go through and everything. People contract them as freelancers. There's people that are bound up into it. They're like lifers with it. But things are peaceful. The only conflicts that really happen are when people run a gate, which is worse than running a stop sign if you read the books. It's like reading a stop sign, but you cause reality to collapse around people for them. But they slowly things have been very steady. There's no real wars. There's maybe some pirate conflicts here and there, minor stuff on the fringes with 1,300 worlds. It's hard to control everything. But the trade unions do their best job. The Verde Libre, which is a freighter, originating, it's been around for a while. It's got a few decades under its belt. Is moving medical supplies primarily and some fuel pellets for fusion drives to a newer colony. It's been around now for they're about 10 years into it or so. They were isolated during the Free Navy conflict, but managed to get free. By the way, spoiler alert if you haven't read the first 6 books, guys. I'm sorry. Where it's been a year, you have. I feel like there's fair shot. So just it's hard to not run this game without spoilers, guys. So I just want to be clear on that. I probably should have said that ahead of time, but welcome to the Expanse. You guys are approaching through the system. This system is called the Hermes Star System. The Hermes Star System. This is actually one of the few liberties I took with Guilherme's adventure. It's changed the name. But the Hermes Star System, and you're going to a planet called New Luna. New Luna is almost the size of Earth, but it's very close to this red dwarf star, very small star. It's really close to the star, but the star doesn't burn very hot. The planet's okay. It's very moon-like on its surface, and it's been primarily settled by Luna-based Earthers. And they're trying to get agriculture. That's what you kind of know about. They're trying to get agriculture working on the station. They're doing okay with it, but it's not great. But let me go ahead and, as you approach the planet, let me go ahead and let your captain speak to you. Captain Beckett Davis on the bridge of the Verde Libre, a ship that you have been hired to run. The company owns it, some third party who no one really cares about, because I didn't name them, is cruising towards it. And you're getting within range to set of docking situations, everything. And you can dock to the planet. The planet has no atmosphere. It doesn't have the builder's bias. There's another planet in the system that has the builder's bias, but this one doesn't. And that one's had some problems with some sort of toxic gas on the cover on the surface. So it has an atmosphere, but it's not exactly hospitable to everybody right now. Where this one's a little bit easier to manage. But yeah, you are on the approach, Captain Davis. So.
All right. Captain Davis is sort of a mid-50s belter, tall, narrow frame, but a little bit of that pot belly of not taking care of himself all that much anymore, covered in tattoos, mostly animal designs and so on. and he'll be leaning back in his chair and just like go over the communication to everybody and say, all right, well, we're approaching the planet. Everybody at your stations, you sure? You good? All right, call in if you need anything. And then he like flicks it off, turns over to Ethan, the pilot, and says, you got this, right? I can take a nap?
Captain, this girl could pilot herself in if we wanted, but, I'm not trying to talk myself out of a job or anything.
Oh, that's why I love you. You've got this. It's all on the schedule. You got it covered. Oh, good. Good. Just bring us in. We'll get the unloader done. We'll get the machines to pull all the pellets out. We should check in. You want to get on the comms and talk to the planet, or should I do that?
Sure thing, Captain.
They're actually hailing you, yeah.
Oh, he like wipes like something off of the console. I didn't see it. The light, it was covered. And he flicks the thing. This is the Verde Libre.
Yes. You get a call in. You hear an Earther saying, "Yes, greeting, Verde Libre. You are clear for berth number 6. Please use the following approach." They're basically asking you to, avoid colliding with their satellites and other things. And it's a pretty basic approach. Ethan, you the stuff's feeding through your console, no problem. And it's a milk run of a docking job.
Yep. So
it's no rolls, none of that crap. But you do let everybody know that you're getting ready to dock. The planet does have about 4/5, so 0.8 G's of gravity. But the ship can, because you have access to the Epstein, you don't have to worry about, setting the atmosphere on fire. You're melting everyone with you. You're okay to go.
Acknowledged, New Luna Command. We are on approach.
And he'll do like a belter. Well done. Good job. He'll lean back in his chair.
Extremely basic task.
So your security chimes in there, Captain Davis. Your security of Chandra breaks in there, congratulating you on your orders. Does anyone else on the ship have anything they want to do before the docking procedures? And you guys got like a few hours before you dock in. It's an approach. Space is big.
I'll go around and give. Dayton keeps a lot of plants down in the machine shop and such to help support the life support system as much as possible. Go around and give the plants a little spritz before we, assuming we're still under drive. If we're at G,
you're at like a lower G. You're at like a 0.3. So I mean, you got some gravity.
Right.
Yeah,
that's enough to give them a little
decelerating a little.
Right. I don't want to like leave part of
I'm gonna, Dayton, I'm gonna have you make a current affairs test. I feel like we got to use this. Chris came up with this great system. We should use it once in a while. All right. Why don't you roll 3d6 for me and give me a current affairs test, intelligence current affairs.
And the Fringer.
No, this isn't information about you. This is information about others.
Oh, I see. Current affairs. So
yeah, current affairs is what I call the metagame skill in the Expanse. It helps a lot.
Is that intelligence?
That's intelligence, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Since you're interested in plants, we're gonna line this up here.
2 4s and a 3.
All right. 2 4s and a 3. Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
+4.
Okay, yeah, you're smart. So yeah, so you go in and you know a little bit about the mission here and who's on this planet. And the mission you've heard, Dayton, is that you're picking up these 2 scientists. One of them's Aram Otto. Otto, you actually know of because they are like kind of a premier soil scientist on the frontier. They're up there with guys like Yakiv Butenko and everything like that too. They're not as good looking as Yakiv Butenko though. Sorry, I have to make references to him all the time. But yeah, and he's actually one of the people you're picking up.
Okay.
So you're going to have time to talk to like the soil scientist guy on this ship for a few weeks, probably whether or not he likes it.
Right. Cool. That's awesome. Because despite the fact that Dayton likes to grow plants, he's actually really bad at it. So
Get
Having
tips from
someone to support it would be good. Get some advice would be good. Yeah, some pointers.
I keep on killing these things. How do I stop?
Exactly.
All right. Let's go ahead and hear from anyone else on the crew. We have Cornelius and Sebastian. Do you guys have anything you want to do before docking or the approach?
I'm the inspector, so I think I should maybe inspect our cargo one final time for any
Give me
contraband.
a perception searching test.
Yeah. So that would be 2 5s to 3.
Oh, that's good.
So plus 3, so that's a 16.
I mean, you guys told me you were going to cheat on your rolls, but you didn't have to. But yeah, you go and check the cargo. You check it's strapped down. Stuff's going good. It looks pretty solid. Everything's there. It's a pretty high-end supply run you're making. But you have all your mag lifts, your mechs ready to move everything, but everything's secure. The captain's he's kind of loose, it feels like. He likes to keep his feet up. You're a little more, you got the Martian in you gets up there once in a while, make sure stuff doesn't blow out and die. So you're the one that tightens the knot of the ship. He tied it, but you're the one that tightens the knot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
A little bit? Okay. Sebastian, our ship's chaplain or morale officer, if you will. What's going on with you on the approach?
So I'm helping Cornelius inspect the cargo, and I guess he expected that 80% of that. But when he's finished, I lay on the side, open my hand terminal, and project the hologram of a book, and I call the crew on the world communication channel and say, well, before we dock, I guess we should share some words from the Church of Eros, the Church of the Proto-Molecule.
What now?
Do you accepting of that or not?
So you guys know that Sebastian, I wasn't sure if you're public. Sebastian is a member of the Church of Eros, which is kind of a religious faction, primarily of Belters that believe there's like some sort of liberation that can be achieved through the builder technology. The stuff on these worlds, finding that are kind of these sacred sites and the like. And But that is to say, like Sebastian, you do as a chaplain, you approach all religions and help people pivot through their own little crises when they need to. But yeah, you're welcome to give a sermon, or those that are willing to hear you out and everything like that too. So,
okay. Because Sebastian is a kind of thin guy, a little muscular, so they're strong. Mm-hmm. Not the kind of guy you think he's a religious one. But he's in. So I open the holographic view of the book and say, well, for the doc, we should read a passage from the book of the Church of Eros, and it doesn't matter if people agree with it or not. For the proto-molecule might assimilate us all, as it did with the people of Eros. For the proto-molecule, there are no inners, there are no belters. We are only one within the proto-molecule. And we still don't know what it might bring us, but we gotta trust it. Because the proto-molecule, differently from inners and belters, the proto-molecule sees us as equal. And that's how we should see us all, even especially people on this planet. That's it.
Okay. So you hear another one of Sebastian's little things. Let's go ahead and hear from our captain first.
The captain will go over the comm and say, "Amen, Sebastian. Good words. Everybody keep that in mind." And he flicks it off and he turns over to Ethan and says, "I don't know.
You
he's
heard the
so
man,
good.
Captain. All equal within the proto-molecule. One giant protein slurry.
He's so good when you have a problem on the ship and we need someone to be impartial both sides, and then he speaks from this book and well.
Captain, good makes up for a lot of crazy.
Truth.
Dayton, you had something to contribute? Unmute.
Mute.
I'm flipping on some retro belter banger music of the stuff from Eros that was recorded and playing it down in engineering.
Yeah, it's like a hymnal to them. It's like, you know,
this isn't meant. That's not how I mean it.
Okay. A little derogatory. Okay. Do you remember the screaming?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Okay.
No, I figured they won't be mad about that.
There's like, as far as you guys know on the ship, there's like only one or two other people out of like the 50 other people on the ship that kind of buy into that. But it's not a very popular religion, but it is a position some take. But as far as everyone knows, the proto-molecule is gone. There is no, it doesn't, everything's dead on these planets, so it's all gone. All right. The approach happens, Ethan. Everyone straps in, and it's a pretty easy approach to the berth, and you're on berth number 4, so really easy to do. No rolls. The ship does it mostly. You do the little tweaks here, if you want to do a flourish or something. I don't know how you pilot, but fly casual.
No need for it to be fancy.
But you dock in, and you get the confirmation that the airlocks are clicking over. They actually lock on a crew airlock and then a cargo airlock that's much larger to bring in. And they have it set up so they can actually pull. They have cranes that can pull off the materials and everything like that too. So it shouldn't be a problem here. Pretty much at this point, Ethan, your job is done.
Yep.
Until
down.
You got some shore leave, you got some time off here, all that kind of stuff here. Most of you don't have much to do. No one here is payload, so that's a good sign. Thank you for no one taking my payload character. But you guys are captain. You're docked up. Things look good. You get a message from their dock master. The dock master's name is Dinah Asp. And this Earther woman comes on the comms and says, all right, so you're all docked up, no problem. We'd like you to enjoy New Luna. Feel free to come onto the station. Entertainment's here. You can take a look around and have a good time there, Captain. If you need anything, here's my contact information. But we'll take care of your ship. And you have like a crew of like 10 people staying on the ship, kind of circulating out in and out. But your senior crew here, they need some time off.
We need something new for food.
Yeah.
What restaurants do you recommend? You have anything nice on station?
So that's actually what we've been working on. We were hoping the soil samples we send back to you can shed some light on what we can grow here. But we have one called the Original Pond, named for the first signs of water we found on the planet face. It's okay. It tastes good. Just close your eyes.
All right.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah,
beggars can't be choosers. If we have any troubles, we will get in touch.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, New Luna Control.
Yes, and feel free. You're actually on contact too to talk to the director of the colony, which is Sylvia Sesta. I'll put that in the chat for you, so you don't have to spell it here. Sylvia Sesta is your director.
Okay, so we got to go talk to her first?
No, but you have access to talk to them if you want to consult about anything specific. And there's also an assistant director. There's different portions of whatever you're looking for here.
When are you picking up our passengers?
We have the whole day to ourselves. We pick up the passengers tomorrow, then we load on the soil samples and we leave after that.
All right, let's make the most of it then.
Yeah, I think Captain Davis would probably send, a message on the hand terminal to these other people on the call and say, dinner is on him at the Original Pond.
What swims in the pond, I wonder?
Yeah.
So you guys disembark. A lot of the other crew are kind of eager to go off and check out everything like too. Being an Earth-based, like a Luna-based colony, this which tends to be people that are more wealthy. The colony doesn't have quite the loose flavors, we'll say, of belter places like Theory Station or something like that. It's a little more conservative in terms of like they're not that stuff's illegal, but it's like they don't have as much variety, we'll say. But they seem much more oriented towards their mining operations here. That's their primary goal, is their mining operations. Is there anyone here that wants to do any kind of research or know anything about the station or its history before they keep on going? Or actually, I'm gonna have Sebastian. Sebastian, give me an intelligence current affairs test, and I'll give you a plus. I'll give you a +2 on this because of your religious affiliation.
Okay, I don't have this focus, so it's just intelligence, right?
You got it. Yep. What'd you get? And get an extra +2 on it.
It's 10, 15.
Oh, you're fine. 16,
18.
So what you do know about this, one thing that was really interesting about this mission for you, Sebastian, is that this planet has as they were mining into it, they found a pretty exhaustive series of tunnels by the builder tech. There was no machinery in it, but there's a pretty, it goes down deep. They don't know how deep it goes into the planet, but they know it goes into it a fair ways. And you haven't heard anything about it for a few months, but rumor has it that like that might be their main focus, is exploring these ruins. So you could view this perhaps as a pilgrimage of some sort, if you will, or but they do have stuff going on like that. And supposedly there is it's not the Church of Arrows, but there is supposedly maybe a group of, we'll say, enthusiasts, organized enthusiasts that are trying to set up a 403. So trying to set up like a church, yeah. So sorry, that's an American tax reference. I'm sorry, I probably should.
Yeah, I was like, I don't actually know what that is.
Nonprofit. So yeah, 401 nonprofit. Yeah, sorry, whatever. But yeah, so they're you're good, and there's something like that going on there. All right. Next up, anyone else have anything they want to check about the station?
I just want to know what the security arrangements are. Like, how big of a team do they have?
So you pulled the information, you got contact in your dossier of the station. This is real straightforward information. Their security chief is a Martian, which is actually one of the, like there's mostly Luna-based Earthers on the station, so like 80% Earthers. But it's one named Joel Cody, Captain Joel Cody. I'm realizing how I don't like saying that name, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's hard, it's kind of weird to say, but Joel Cody is Captain Cody is our Martian chief of security on the station.
All right.
And security of the station right now, they're so far out. So one of their problems is they're really close to their sun. They're like only like a quarter of an AU from their sun. So like they're way far out from their gate. So they don't really deal with security issues. Like it would be a very long burn. They don't have like an orbital. They have like one attack ship. That's about it. But it's not like it's not a heavy fighter. It's more of something that can like pursue someone, chase them down if they're a problem, but and that's kept in orbit. And the world has no moons, so no.
But I mean, if you were a pirate, you'd want to hit them way closer to the gate than come all the way out to this planet. I mean, I think theoretically. Not that I've given it any thought.
It was more what's on the planet itself, because I think, as we all know. Going through the gates isn't always fun. So,
all right.
You said conservative. Does that mean like no casinos, no bars?
They do have casino. They don't have. They have a limited number of. They only have like one brothel, and then they have. Yeah, it's. There's always a line on the door, And
I was more looking like casinos.
casino-wise, no, they don't really have gambling on here. It's more, there's a lot more entertainment, which is like tends to be a lot more. They bring in a lot of like culture elements from Earth, so like music and theater is much more popular here.
Like PBS Planet.
They're PBS Planet, yes. They've been brought to you by viewers like you. And so they're they're much more. It isn't that they like they have like a moral objection to it. It's just not not
Right.
a way they developed economically. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So I'm excited about the scientists, but the shore leave sounds boring.
That's about all the excitement you're going to get.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. But by the way, I forgot. Everybody has a +1 temporary bonus to their income just for this mission. Then you get an extra. You get more income once the mission's finished. Once you return these soil samples. So don't worry about that too much. But in case you want to gamble it away. All right.
Can't.
Right? Where?
Yeah.
May I roll something to understand the the overall mood of the colony?
Yeah, sure. If you want to give me like an empathy check or like a perception empathy would be good, or intuition even, but a perception check of one of those two would be good to take a survey of the place.
Only perception.
Okay, cool.
It's 8, 10, it's perception 9.
9? Okay.
Yeah.
9 total. You kind of get off and you people are just kind of working as far as where you guys are on the docks. You haven't gone to like the Medina where they have like the shops and they have like the bars and the pond, as it was called, the original pond. But a lot of it, you do see stuff moving here and there. It looks like they're mostly right now exporting ore, but they're nowhere near capacity. It seems like they could bring up more based on the size of the planet. What you've seen from the outside, they could be bringing up more ore, but somehow like the ore isn't the priority right now. Is what you kind of catch. We'll go with that. All right.
Which reminds me a lot of when I used to do the North America to Luna run.
It actually does.
So boring.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
it.
So it's a safe place far away from the ring.
They promised that the food was okay. We just, anybody bring some hot sauce or something.
Yes. Luna dwellers do have a delicate palate. That's my Expanse stereotype. I'm interjecting into the Expanse. Yeah. But yeah, your crew starts unloading all the medical supplies. People come up and meet. You actually get met by. You do make contact, but it's pretty easy here. Nico De Lima, who is their chief R&D member, who also oversees the hospital on the station, is there. You can talk to them. But you guys have run the station at this point. You had this first night's free. They've arranged a hotel for you guys, so you guys have actual like decent rooms. They're not huge rooms. They're not like the Beehive hotels where it's like you go into a tube and you sleep. It's it's like maybe like 8 times bigger than that. So you can actually stand up and walk around. There's shared bathrooms, but you do have like your own little rooms for the night, kind of like a sleeper car from like a train, if you will. So, anything before the dinner, or all right, dinner occurs.
See what's what?
You guys show up to the original pond. You're actually met there by as you guys kind of go to sit down and everything that the maitre d', or what passes for a maitre d' here in space, approaches you, Captain, and says, "Excuse me, Captain Davis. We had a request there's a guest that would like to join your dinner party tonight."
Oh,
yes. Our assistant director, Tim Kestel, would like to join you.
well, I always say the more the merrier. Bring him in. Sure, we'll meet him.
And this man comes approach, Earther, got kind of mid-tone skin, shaved head, approaches and goes to shake your hand. He goes, Captain Davis.
And he shakes his hand warmly.
Okay. He says, you got to grasp. He says, "That's excellent to have you out here. Your delivery here will be invaluable to making sure to keep the safety of our colony. I was wondering if joining you tonight would be okay?
Absolutely. It is our pleasure. And we are so happy to be in your system. Very, very nice place you have put together for your people.
Excellent. Cornelius.
Could what kind of vibe do I get off him?
Give me an empathy test. Perception, empathy. Intuition's fine too, yeah. Intuition's fine.
Right, because I got that focus. All right, so that's 6, 3, 2. So 11. That's 11, wouldn't it be? Yes, that's 11 plus 10 plus 5, so 16.
Okay. So you kind of get a vibe that he's a politician, and he's looking to do a little crowd work, get you guys appeal. If you guys kind of think, maybe try to sell you something tonight. Might be not necessarily a thing, but like an idea maybe, or sell the colony, promote the colony, something like that. There's some agenda there. Does Chandra, our chief of security, have any objection to Assistant Director Kestel?
Oh, not at all. I'd be very interested in talking to the director.
All right. So he sits down with everybody, and and he actually says, let me get you our first. Let me order some special wine. He actually orders a bottle of like wine, actual real like Ganymede wine. Some of some real stuff here, not something cheap. And the wine waiter pours it up for everyone. It's a nice place. And he says, so tell me, how's working for the transport union?
And Beckett kind of just looks around the table and says, it's a good business. Everybody, you get paid on time, not too much asked. We get to see this beautiful universe.
And people are always happy when you bring them stuff.
Yeah. Or take stuff away.
True words. I saw your manifest that you're taking some more soil samples back. Seeing what the composites are. That's a magnificent contribution. We're really hoping the work that Dr. Otto and Dr. Kale are doing will benefit the colony in the long term. Unfortunately, we don't have the capabilities to do full analysis here. We weren't really built for that. But part of why I'm here tonight is I'm interested in hearing a little. How do I put this? I don't want this to sound offensive, but a more diverse perspective of the transport union and what's going on. And so as you can see, and you can clearly see it around him. Like most people here are from Luna, we're Earthers. But we'd like to hear from some of the people that have seen other corners, experienced different walks of life. Because we'd like to, how do I put this? We'd like to make New Luna a more welcoming place than, well, Luna was.
That wouldn't be hard.
Do you snicker?
I say that wouldn't be hard.
Okay.
He goes,
Yeah.
And he says, absolutely. Well, I mean, it's Dayton, and he sees the name on your jumpsuit. He goes, "You're from Earth. I mean,
Luna. Well, I went to university on Luna too. So.
Oh, excellent. What'd you major in?
Technology. I didn't finish, but.
That's all. There is much education out there in the stars. But Captain Davis, Freeze, it's Dukas. Was it? Did I say it right? Dukas. Okay. And even our friend here, Savari from Mars. I mean, what kind of perspectives do you bring or think about those places on the frontier and the transport union's role in it?
Well, there's a lot of bad blood still after what we all went through with Free Navy conflict and everything. So the hope is that some of these colonies can chart a new course that is not going to bring all that baggage with them. I have people on the belt who they don't like me. They're probably not ever going to like me. But when I come to a new place, you don't have that prejudice.
True words. But diversity of perspective isn't just from what gravity we grew up in, but it's also even ideas of religion. I noticed, Sebastian, you
Here we go.
Yeah, Beckett will take a big drink of the good wine.
Do you have anything stronger than wine?
Oh, yeah, they have like a vodka because they can grow potatoes here right now, so they have a vodka that's ready if you want to get like a
Ace.
All right, so yeah, they bring out a bottle of vodka. This one's on the captain though.
What's everybody else having though?
Yeah, Captain's fine with that.
So Sebastian, I heard, I saw, and he points like a little like pin you have on your jumpsuit that indicates your affiliation. Says, tell me about this. I've seen this before. The Church of Eros. Tell me about this.
Yeah. Yes, that's indeed. I see you're a man of culture. That's indeed the Church of Eros, and it knows no winners, no belters, only people. I've heard there is a group of religious people here, and would be interesting meeting them, but I'll give them their time. We should probably just do it in the right time.
Well, I wouldn't call it a religion. What's going on here? What was that, Steve?
Nothing.
But you're saying something. He's all.
Beckett looks a little concerned as well.
Yeah, he goes. Well, I wouldn't call what we have here a religion. There's been discoveries that we're very excited about, and some of us, I would say, are enthusiasts.
What sort of discoveries?
Well, I mean, surely you've heard of the tunnel of the builders underneath we found, right? And they're largely empty. He kind of pulls up on it. He pulls up his data pad, and there's like a little like holographic display on the table. It pulls up, and it shows like this kind of geographical like underlay of the planet. You kind of get it's like it shows the planet in the interior, and you can see these tunnels, and they're like in a geometrical pattern, very very distinct, very organized. And he says, I mean, the tunnels honestly haven't shown much except for what amounts to great structural engineering. They don't really do anything. We haven't found any mechanics in them. Nothing like what they found on Illis or these other worlds. But we did find, and he kind of pulled this one section. This chamber here. And it points like a larger chamber. It looks like it's pretty good size, probably about like the diameter of a football field. And this one, we made a discovery of a strange, I don't know how to describe it. An orb?
That's
sphere? Yeah, and he pulls it up, and it's pretty good size. It's probably like, according to what Guilherme said here, it's unclear how big it is. It's about, we'll say 5 meters in diameter.
Oh.
It's pretty good size. And it just floats it just floats there. It bears a really, I don't know how to put this, a vague or a passing resemblance to the ring station in the middle where Medina is, but at much smaller scale, nowhere near the power. It doesn't have nearly the readings. But we've taken interest into it and considering our options with approaches to discovery. Although those discoveries would be useless and pointless without being able to grow food here first. So clearly our interest is in getting our soil samples analyzed.
Well, I would think there'd be 1,000 eggheads would like to swarm all over that thing if they knew it was here.
Yeah. Has anyone approached you about this orb of yours?
We've kept it under wraps largely. And as far as 1,000 eggheads that would want to come here, there's also 1,000 other worlds with not dissimilar things. So the eggheads are spread thin right now.
No idea as yet as to what it does?
It's I'm sorry, it actually is written here. It's 3 meters radius. I'm sorry. So I said 5, so 6 meters diameter.
Pretty close.
That's good enough.
Really close.
He's not a distance guy. It's some sort of metallic. It has the clearly made of the builders. But as far as what it does, it kind of floats there, and those that have seen it have had mixed reactions. So some are really inspired by it. Other ones are just kind of like, okay, it's weird tech that these people left, these things left here, whatever they may
Can
be.
we see it?
We should see it.
You would like to go down
Can
and
we
see it?
Yeah.
Let me.
Have you been able to move it?
No, we have not been able to move it yet. There's been some. We're a little scared of what moving it might do. If we could move it. Exactly. We're not. I mean, look, we're trying to live here, and we got to live with this thing. So it's it's not poke the alien bear.
What security
What do you ask?
do you have in those tunnels?
Oh well, it's about about a kilometer dive down there. You'd have to take either a really long ladder climb, and with the gravity isn't a lot of fun, or you would have to take the elevators down and such like that too. And the elevators are guarded, so we have a decent patrol on it. I could actually put you in touch with our chief of security and get you a Captain Cody. I'd be happy to have him take you down there and show it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be good.
How about we arrange that for tomorrow morning? I see you have on your schedule here to pick up and meet with Dr. Otto and Dr. Kale. But why don't we arrange that for in the morning? And first thing out there, I'll make sure Captain Cody meets you up. And he kind of dials it up, and you see him texting somebody.
Yes, this sounds wonderful, boss man. I mean, why do we travel? Why do we travel these stars if we are not to see the wonders that are here?
And you told me it's a beautiful universe, so let's go ahead and see all the beauties it has to offer. So exactly, this aligns well with everyone's interest here. But yeah, I have no problem showing you the wealth that we've accomplished here on New Luna. And once again, hopefully, it'll inspire people just to come here and take a look, even just a glance at the thing, let alone to want to stay and prosper here with our flourish with our operations. But yes, sounds fantastic. Excellent. And the dinner comes, and it's like a kind of modified. It's like reconfigured potatoes with flavoring in different shapes and forms. It's pretty good. It tastes good. They made it taste good for sure.
So space
Beckett
Was that
Beckett pulls
Space
Space
tots.
tots.
Yeah. It's like
Beckett pulls some hot sauce out.
yeah. It's like it's like a space gnocchi. We'll say kind of dinner. Like, yeah.
Could be worse.
Could be worse.
So is he dining with us or he just leaves?
Say it again.
The assistant director is he dining with us?
Oh, he eats with you guys, but he doesn't. He says he's not going to accompany you tomorrow to the sphere. He'll have the chief of security accompany you, but yeah. Was that what you're asking? I'm sorry, just to make sure.
Yeah, so he goes away after he talks to us.
No, he stays to dinner with you guys. He's willing to talk
He
at dinner.
stays, okay.
Yeah, do you have something you want to ask him?
All
Or?
right. Yeah, I'd like to ask him. Oh yeah, boss. Why do you ask a religious man about an engineering and discovery problem?
Why do I ask you? Was it an engineering problem or what was?
Yeah, this is clearly the builder's technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I look back at the crew,
Mm-hmm.
or we're serious. So what does that have to do with the Church of Eros?
Well, I mean, these discoveries, these things that we find out here, if we think back to the tragedy of the Slow Zone incident, who did Earth bring out? They brought out religious leaders, violinists, poets, because those are the people that could articulate what these things mean to us, put into ways we can grasp that aren't just looking at the thing in a bunch of technical babble and stuff. Don't get me wrong, we are planning on trying to bring in more engineering and Xeno engineers and stuff like that too, to try to figure this stuff out as best we can. Unfortunately, they're in short supply right now. There's a lot out there, and we are a little late out the gate. No pun intended. God damn, that was a good pun. All right.
That was probably best for you, to be honest.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, but yeah, he's like, we're a little bit behind the curve on this, but we would love to get your unique perspective on this thing. Perhaps you'd be able to articulate something to the people here to understand what they're looking at and grasp it. So this, I view you being here, Chaplain, as an opportunity.
It's funny you asked for the perspective of Delta, but I'll take it by heart.
Why would I not want? Once again, we're looking for diverse perspectives here. The more the different eyes we can put onto a situation, the better chance we have of understanding it. And that, I think, has always been humanity's one of our greatest strengths, is the diversity of perspectives we can bring onto a situation. And yours is a unique one. We don't get access to people of your faith too often, and let alone Belters and Martians and the like too. And you guys have seen numerous systems, so perhaps you can compare notes even that would help out. So we look forward to it. I look forward to hearing what you have back. Please, after you do the delve with the security chief, come on back up, and I might have some time in the evening tomorrow night to follow up and hear what you have to say.
Okay.
Right. You actually look like the Earthers of our crew. You'd be a good member of the Church of Heroes.
Well, I'm not. I'm a man that believes in what he sees, and the Church of Eros brings an interesting perspective in terms of what our relative position to the builders might be, and that's what I want to consider. But I'd like to consider it. So if you want to leave me some of your literature, I'd be happy to look it over.
It's fine, boss man.
Oh, excellent. You have like a prepped multimedia presentation to shoot over to him. Yeah. All right. So dinner goes on. Unless anyone else has a question here for Assistant Director Kestel.
I'm just giving him the stink eye.
Okay.
I'm not very impressed.
Okay.
I feel like I was just in one of those polls that's asking your opinion, but they have things they would like you to say. But
I'm gonna say Chandra and Cornelius sit next to each other.
If you can't say anything nice,
That's
come
why
sit here by me.
That's why you sit next to each other. Yeah. Let's go to the captain.
Yeah, Beckett does do one responsible thing. Halfway through the dinner, he remembers to pull out his terminal and double check that the fuel pellets and the medical supplies are being unloaded on schedule to make sure everything's good.
Your chief of payload goes, I've got they got all here. Everything's unloaded, no problems. Things are delivered. They should be good to go. If you want to go survey the delivery yourself, you're welcome to. And he gives you over the notes, but this is the guy you've worked with for a while. Let me get you a name for him real quick. His name is Jesse Hart.
Yeah.
He's a former professional wrestler by the name of Jesse Hart. I look at that name, that's what I think of. He's a Belcher payload specialist. Yeah.
Yeah, no, if Jesse suggests that Beckett look it over, he just flips the message over to Cornelius without even responding.
No. Cornelius, you
look this over.
You get an invoice coming over, and it's just it's boilerplate saying stuff's delivered, checked off here, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'll run through that rather than listen to this assistant director dude. I'll work at the table, no problem.
Awesome.
Actually, I'll take good time looking through this stuff. This is more interesting than listening to some politician trying to find a new religion to misabuse.
All right.
Cornelius is a bit of a paranoid type kind.
Do you guys want to retire for the night? Just hang out and go to sleep and wake up next morning?
Once things wind down.
I'm going to enjoy some private space in my hotel room.
Yeah, no bunkmate. Nice thing. They do have there's a queue for the showers and for the bathroom, or that's about it. But it's either private showers, not on the ship, so you get a little bit more privacy. It's kind of nice. They do have on demand though. They do have a numerous pieces of culture from Earth, big selection of movies and music performances and stuff like that. So you're welcome to purview those or not. So, but Captain.
Yeah, Beckett retires relatively early and then pulls out his terminal and starts sketching. It's mostly like landscapes and animals and interesting things like that. But he eventually turns to what he pictures this orb would look like. Spends a little bit of time working on that.
All right, so you draw a circle over and over again until it goes through your data pad.
Just thinking about it.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of think about this orb and interested in seeing it directly. Okay, man, you draw it up, no problem. Let's hear from Ethan, our pilot. I want to hear Ethan's kind of, what do you do in the evening? Do you keep on hanging out drinking? Do you want to go and hit up some events there, or do you go just hit the sack?
Once the conversation sort of winds down and the dinner is breaking up, Everett collects, tosses off the last of his drink, collects his stuff, and sort of goes wandering around. He's a bit of an insomniac, and so he spends a lot of time just sort of working things off before he feels like he wants to sleep. So he goes to just sort of look around what New Luna has to offer so far as that goes.
So they do try to simulate like a light cycle on here of like, they don't do like it does on like series where there's like the 8-hour shifts over and over again, but they have it like a 24-hour light cycle, even though the planet's like, the planet's actually locked to the sun. But everything's underground mostly. There's just a few domes here and there. You can certainly go and check out one of their like dome areas. You can kind of see out in space. There are some cinemas. They have like kind of old school, kind of like you go and sit in seats and like view it, which is kind of a unique, weird thing. But it's something that apparently is big on. You knew it was big on Luna and big on Earth. Right. They have there is a brothel. There is like other bars. There is like a dance kind of a dance club. There's some stuff like that. So there's a decent nightlife here of the few 100,000 people that live here, but there's always something to do. Or do you just want to wander around?
So where are we in the local day cycle? Is it
right now, you guys are on the
local
evening.
night here?
It's locally night, yeah.
All right. Everett will probably end up either hitting a club or a bar or both in succession, and eventually probably drink himself to sleep, or at least get to the point where he's drunk enough that he can stagger back to the hotel and fall asleep. Well,
using my random name generator here for bars, you go to a bar called the Abstract Cashew. That's like I can't do that randomly generated. I'm gonna go with it because it's too good.
I love it.
And unlike most people on the crew, you actually know what a cashew is.
Yeah.
So you go in because it is that abstract to most people, and you go in and have a nice time, and it's a good club. It's easy, and you drink out, and you eventually you kind of pull out your bar tab, and you pay it up no problem, and you there's someone there to escort you back to your room. They can check what room you're in, and you do wake up in your room the next morning, no problem. Safe and sound, and everything. And station security is pretty good. They let people have fun, but they also make sure, like, if anyone's getting rowdy, you can tell, like, they get worried about being in trouble here. Being in trouble here is not a good thing, it seems like. Not that they're like cracking skulls, but more of like, don't be that way here. We're trying to make it work. Okay, let's go to Chandra. What do you want to do, security officer?
Well, I guess my job. I'm going to tour the station more with security concerns in mind, and just see, if everything is ship-shape, as it were.
About 1 a.m. equivalent time, you get a ring from a place called the Abstract Cashew asking you to pick up a guy named Ethan Everett. Who's passed out.
Yeah.
There might be a few more of us there.
Okay. All right. Dayton, do you want to join Ethan?
I would actually. Dayton's kind of a social guy with his people. We'd probably go back to the ship and organize like an outing, like like a take over the bar kind of thing where we go in and get rowdy.
Okay. Yeah, you guys. Let's say you guys just storm the Abstract Cashew.
Maybe after Ethan's already
Yeah.
How long did they remember the storing of the abstract?
Yeah.
Cashew.
Ethan scouted it, and like it was legit. It's in a group text. Everyone was legit. No. All right, let's go to Cornelius. What about you? You have anything you want to do this evening?
Well, I'm quite suspicious, so I'm actually going to walk. I'm going to sort of behind, I guess, sort of shadow Ethan, but I'm going to ask people about, this assistant director, this orb.
Okay.
I'm basically doing a little investigation about.
Roll an investigation check from me here. This is going to be your activity for the night versus everybody else is having a great time.
Yeah,
That's creepy.
this is me having a great time. So,
Shadowing Ethan.
6, 9,
Mm-hmm.
12, 15, 6, and 17.
Okay. So you kind of start asking some people around, like, hey, what's going on, and get the scuttlebutt, the kind of what's going on at the station. What'd you get on the drama die?
4.
Okay. You find out that there are people that are really intrigued about the sphere. There's actually people that actively want to go see it. They don't really let everybody go see it. So it seems like there's kind of a contained group there of who has access to it and who doesn't. That said, though, the people that discovered it, everybody lived. No one's ever died down there. Everyone's like, there's no suspicion of like wrongdoing. Oh, it's just something. It's just dangerous to go down the tunnels. Is the idea? That's like the main issue. Is like you don't just go down to a mine shaft for fun. It's that kind of situation.
You said now that there's a limitation on access.
Yeah, they don't just let anybody access it. So,
They're not completely stupid.
Okay.
do you want to ask people about like do you want to follow up with any kind of questions about that, or?
Yeah, if there is is there a kind of like a grouping? Are there certain people who are not like whether if they're Belters or Martians or who don't get access?
No, there's no discrimination that you can find like about like someone's like, oh, my Martian friend saw it, like went down there and was working down there.
According to job, like what they do for a living.
Some people are going miners. There's been a few down there that they sent some biologists down there. They sent some soil scientists down there. They sent anybody that on the station had an expertise. They sent down there at least once to try to see if they could learn something with whatever gear they have here. Unfortunately, the gear they have isn't like the best at analyzing all this stuff, so they can't do it 100%. But everyone's kind of checked it out, and there's curiosity. And some people, one of the people you talked to specifically, though, I don't like how you roll for this because you did pretty good on your investigation. Was like, well, I went down there, and it was moving. But I grew up watching the Earth rise from the moon every day. Now I get to see this thing just floating there. When they light it up, it just, I don't know, just something about it just touches you.
Intriguing.
All right.
I'll leave it at that.
All right. Let's go to Captain Davis.
Yeah.
You want to? You have anything you want to enjoy the crew? Do you want to just take? Or you just take it easy, or what do you do?
Yeah, he just takes it easy back there. Like, he's very much like a artist painter type, and so he's seeing this as a nice little break where he can hang out, not be called upon. He probably like looks up a couple of references of things he's seen on other planets and starts to paint or draw those.
One thing that does happen when you try to do this is there are no photos of the sphere.
Interesting. Okay.
And it's unclear, despite everyone kind of knowing about it and having seen it, and even the director is showing like a hologram of it. There's no direct photography or video of it you can find on the local records.
He'll be a little bit curious about that because like subconsciously he adds it in the background of whatever he's drawing, and then when he goes to look for a reference and doesn't find it, he'll do a little search and see if he can find just people's descriptions of it.
I feel like this is a check. I feel like there needs to be a check here. I'm gonna go with your choice of either self-discipline or faith.
Self-discipline or faith?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was not what I was expecting.
Well, you know what? I try. Okay.
All right, cool. Is this a willpower?
Willpower, yeah.
Because I definitely don't have those focuses.
I know. I'm looking at your character sheet right now. I know what to abuse on your characters, guys.
Excellent. I rolled terribly.
Oh, I'm winning.
So I got an 8, and I stunt with 3.
That's not good enough to pass. So,
All right.
you kind of, unless you want to blow a fortune on this, which you're welcome to.
No.
You kind of like the sphere. It kind of incorporates in different elements here, and you draw it based on what you've seen of other builder tech here and everything like that too. And you end up subconsciously at some point drawing, like, you ever seen those drawings online where like someone draws the whole image and then they zoom in on a part and then there's like more of an image in there and they zoom in on that part, there's more of an image in there. You end up doing that with the sphere for probably 3 hours straight before you realize you kind of come to.
And like, it's super late and he's like, what is... and shuts off his pad, lies back, tries to sleep, and keeps thinking about it.
And here's the thing. You dream wonderful dreams, and you feel you haven't slept like this ever. Even under gravity,
Nice.
it screws with you. It screws with you, man. Sebastian, let's go to Sebastian at the bottom here. What are you doing for the night? Some of your colleagues went off to a party, some went talking to people, another person just retired to their room. What would Sebastian want to do?
I just go on walking by myself on the house. Are there places to sit within the house?
Are there what?
I mean, are there anywhere one could sit in the house?
There's
Just
actually
watch people
there's like a
passing by?
garden. There's like a garden under the dome, and the docks have places to sit. No problem. Yeah, you can just kind of chill out by the docks of the bay.
Okay, so I'm just walking by myself. I sit somewhere alone, preferably. And I'm checking my the notes on my hand terminal about the Church of Heroes. And meanwhile I'm looking at people trying to find some I may say some representation of some signal about a religion or something like that, and trying to hear about the sphere.
About the what?
About the sphere and the religion.
So there is like, so
their faith.
you don't find it with the words religion. You kind of search around for. Just give me a research test, intelligence research, as you kind of delve into the databases on the station here.
So 11, 14, 15.
15. Okay. You find that there's like enthusiast groups. They call themselves enthusiasts. They don't call themselves a religion. But there's like these groups that kind of talk about it, and they have people, for lack of a better term, that have seen the sphere bear witness and give testimonies about the sphere. And there are meeting groups. There looks like there's going to be one tomorrow.
May I know when, where?
Oh, you have it in your terminal. It does kind of go at your time with when you're supposed to meet the scientists. It does conflict with your time to meet Otto and Kale, but it is available.
Okay.
Enthusiasts.
Enthusiasts.
Not at all concerning.
It sounds way better than cultists.
Yeah.
I don't use
Politically
fans. I don't
correct.
use the term fans. That's derived from fanatics, and let's not judge these people yet,
Right.
please.
That's judgy.
Yeah. Okay. Enthusiasts. They have cultivated enthusiasm. Emphasis on the cult. But so you guys kind of everyone kind of retires, gets up in the morning. You're all some of you have a hangover. Some of you don't. I'm gonna say, Ethan, give me a tolerance test. Give me a Constitution tolerance test. Let's use this fine system.
Sure thing.
Like you're the one that would have to make the check here.
All right. That is a 13 with my Constitution.
Okay. It's not too bad. You do okay with it.
Yeah. Is there anything that passes for coffee on this planet?
They have like the makeshift freeze dried stuff, so you get that. It's not flavored
do.
great, but yeah, it'll do the trick. It'll stimulate you how it needs to. So you guys go ahead and do this. As you guys kind of wake up and come out of the hotel, there's like you see someone with like in a security outfit. They do have a sidearm, and kind of standing there, just kind of casually talking to another security officer. And as you come out, they say, "Captain Davis, hey, Captain Cody here for the security chief here. We're told to guide you down and take a look at the sphere."
And Beckett has like a spring in his step. He feels great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what a sleep. And he says, "Oh, Boss Mang, nice to see you. Yes, we let me make sure we have everybody here." And we go down to see your special treasure for New Luna. Very excited to see this.
Anyone here with a perception 2 or higher notices that the captain is joyful, enthusiastic.
Got some pep.
Got some pep, yeah. You must have gotten the good coffee.
I don't want to look conspicuous, but I don't want to carry my full toolkit, but I am pocketing like several like tech stuff basically to be able to like maybe run some subtle tests.
You got plenty of pockets. Right. Yeah, that's not it. Yeah, you have like we'll say a half toolkit.
Yeah.
I introduced myself to the captain.
Ah, yes, excellent. Chief Security of the Verde Libre, excellent. I mean, I can't imagine it's much of a trouble out there making freighters. I feel like do you feel like the transport union's keeping you guys safe?
So far, yeah. And,
it's good to hear.
You know, one has to say the piracy isn't as bad as it used to be. Because so many people died.
Well, hey, if you have any issues, concerns, or questions while we go down to the shaft, please let me know there, Officer Dukas. I'll make sure your crew's taken care of, okay?
All right.
And there's like a cart waiting. They have like one of those little like fancy golf carts with like the foam sticky wheels. They're ready to take you through. All right, everybody gets on board?
Everett sort of like slides in beside the captain. So we're really doing this?
Yeah, we're doing this. It's going to be very... Did you look up this orb last night? They have no pictures of it.
Well, I imagine it's round.
Why? Why no pictures of it on their net?
I don't know. I didn't look it up. I looked up the local culture instead.
I can smell that.
Hey, I showered.
I sit down next to Chandra if I can, and I sort of silently whisper so anyone local can't hear. They're very concerned about the union here. They ask many questions about the union.
They do, yes.
Yes, I find that worrying.
Yes.
I say with bloodshot eyes.
Yes, what they're doing here is concerning. I hope we get to leave.
You guys make your way down to the on the cart down to the mining areas, and you can see people are still mining it. They're taking rubble out and all kind of stuff out. Various ores are being pulled out of this planet. And you get down to this. You can now see some of the alien tech, the builder tunnels. They're nice tunnels. They're actually like they're not perfectly round, but they're kind of like there's sides to them, and they're very geometrical looking, very distinct, and it looks
Quality
like
holes.
Yeah, it's you know. Did you know that the hole's only natural enemy is the pile? So you can see they have kind of a rail system, like a how do I put this? Like it's like an elevator that kind of rides along a rail but keeps everyone upright all the time, so you don't fall down. Captain escorts you there and shows you the thing and says, "All right, well, going down."
You're not coming with us?
Oh no, I'm going with you.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Let's go down.
Everybody here, though, if you have a perception above 2, and if you have the touching focus, you can feel a vibration in this area. I feel like you can actually feel like there's like a subtle kind of like shift in your feet. So, but you guys, is everyone going down the elevator, or is anyone going to stay behind?
Whoever takes the touching focus.
Actually, we've had 3 characters in our game take it in Abraxas Precipice. It's actually very helpful on spaceships.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
I've called for it multiple
used to be
times.
for like monsters and stuff until when I was running Dragon Age on tabletop. Dude wants to take the smelling focus.
Smelling's great.
Yep.
Right?
It's great. Hey man, leaks in space suck. That air filter's going out? All right, let's find out. So you go ahead and everyone's going down?
Yeah.
Okay, you all go down.
Seems like.
Takes a few minutes to get down, make a 15-minute elevator ride, almost like goes straight down the shaft here. And as you do, you come into this giant chamber, and you can see they have like lights. You can see Cody like flicks on these lights, and the room lights up, and in the middle of it, you see this like metallic sphere just floating in the middle of this room. The room is not perfectly spherical. It has kind of a geometrical shape that reflects it, but you can see the lights all light up the sphere. Beckett, you this feels good. This feels good.
Okay.
Cornelius, you get a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth. Ethan, the bad taste in your mouth stays. That's been there the whole time. Chandra, same thing. You feel a little like stomach feels a little queasy maybe. Dayton, how do you feel looking at this thing?
I think just curious. I mean, it's just really curiosity at this point. You know, I mean, not like excitement like Sebastian or Beckett, but just like, what the heck is this? A little nervous too.
you know what's interesting? That you go to fall back on that nervousness and it's not there. You actually feel kind of like a calming, like almost childlike curiosity. And then Sebastian, you this thing. How do you feel about this thing? Is it? I'm not sure if is it an affront, or is it a possibly holy thing? I can't tell yet.
I'm hiding it, but I'm actually curious and confused at the same time. There was nothing on the books of yours about that.
You actually.
Yeah, okay.
Your mind goes back to some teachings on theology you had from a younger age, and you remember an old line from another religion that says, look upon me and be not afraid. So you kind of get this idea, like you don't feel afraid at all. You feel very at one, a little more calm than you would. So I heard it's floating up there. It's like 50 meters in the air. It's not something you can just go grab. They don't have like ladders or cranes down here or anything to go grab it. So
Hey, look, it's round.
It is.
Beckett immediately pulls up his terminal to take a picture of it.
Captain Cody.
Yeah, the same.
Captain Cody says, well, we're trying not to let information leak on this thing. We don't want it getting out to the rest of the systems. I'd appreciate you put that away there, Captain Beckett. Now, what is interesting, Captain Beckett, is this. The first image you see of the sphere matches your drawings of it exactly.
Of course it does. All right, then he'll kind of he's holding up the terminal and hears this, and we'll put it down out of respect and take another couple steps forward.
So you have your clear terminal, you look at it, and it lines up exactly. We're just going to assume it would be Cornelius. You notice the captain looking through his terminal at this thing, not taking any photos, but takes a second and then puts his terminal away. And you guys don't feel the hum. It's actually actively humming.
So I'd like to ask him to ask the guy, director. If the enthusiast groups starting this information has spread throughout the colony, even though you might not have any images of that, and how are you? I know that there's. I'm not sure if you're feeling that there's a different thing emanating from that sphere. How are you dealing with that in the colony? Because that's certainly not a normal thing.
Well, I mean, I understand what you're feeling. You feel there's like a vibration. Some people have a negative reaction to it. Honestly, I find it quite calming, quite serene.
I don't understand why you wouldn't want to share more of this with more people.
Well, we'd like to make sure that those that are coming here have good intentions. A little worried, and also not to mention that the different organizations would always want to come take. Look, I'm from Earth, or I'm from Mars, and I know how Earth is going to operate. And once in a while, they get a little too grabby regarding things, and I'm sure you understand the Belter, that kind. And so we're trying to get away from that tradition and trying to make sure that we take our time with it. But you guys are given, like, you guys have a few hours before your meetings. You're supposed to meet up with the other people you're supposed to pick up, but you do have some time to look at the sphere. And those of you that feel good, you feel good the whole time. Those of you like Cornelius or Dukas and Everett, you guys, it just feels nauseating. You're not sure if it's like where you are relative in the station or what, or this, you're just kind of sick of hearing about the damn sphere, but thumb's throwing you off a little bit.
After the initial look, Everett hangs back near the entrance to whatever
Sure. The elevator,
this
yeah, no
place
problem.
is. He's had enough sphering for a while.
Well, you know, spent so many years salvaging, I can't help but wonder what one might get for salvaging.
Oh, I think there are plenty of people who would pay a lot.
Yeah.
Cornelius,
sorry.
Cornelius stares at this thing. He doesn't move away. He is trying to open his mind. Have a rather closed mind.
Okay, give me a let's see if you can open your mind. Give me a self-discipline test. Let's see if you can open your mind, Quaid.
I'm not too sure about that. 8.
Okay. Your initial kind of, unless you want to spend fortune on this, do you want to spend fortune on this?
Yeah, how many fortune do I have to spend?
You should have like whatever your fortune is at the top of your sheet, but I'll say you. What was your lowest number on your dice?
Lowest number on my dice is a 1.
Okay, so you push that to a 5, you're good to go. So yeah, you go ahead and you open your mind. It takes you a second, and you kind of like refocus on it and consider the options. And you suddenly feel that taste in your throat kind of go away, and you can kind of feel a little more on the level with it.
We need to protect this thing.
Exactly, and that's very much. You see, Captain Cody, that's my position on it. Well, look, hey, I know you guys got another appointment, got another job here to do. Why don't we head back up the shaft, and I'll make sure I'll drive you over to the Soil Works station.
When all the attention was on Beckett, I wanted to like just take some quick EMF radio frequency readings, whatever I could do, as subtly as possible.
Give me so you go ahead and run them. Nothing comes back. You don't get any kind of different frequencies or anything like that. Nothing off your engineering training is pulling on this at all.
Okay, and now I'm getting really nervous about my crew.
It does reflect light. I mean, it does stand reflections and metallic stuff like that. Like, it has a presence. It is there as far as your sensors go, but like nothing. And you can see you can sense the vibration that you're feeling.
Yeah.
You take a look, like you run a test, like a little laser test on the ground. There's no vibration on the ground. Everything's actually very still.
So we're just feeling something that's not there.
Let's go with that, sure.
Basically, anyway.
Okay. Sounds good.
No air movements.
No air movements either. So.
Oh fuck.
Not unless there's air cyclers moving it.
Yeah.
And they did set up there are air scrubbers down here. They have set up locally, but they're the room's so big they echo a little bit, but it's not too bad.
Everything's good with the life support air scrubbers. There's nothing weird.
No.
Okay.
All right. You guys head back. Captain Cody insists you come back to the shaft. You guys all head back up, no problem.
Yeah. Beckett will. I was just going to say Beckett's going to walk with Sebastian and say, this is This is interesting. You have any insight into this?
Not directly, but I want to speak just so he's the only who can hear me.
I'm trying to hear him.
Say, okay. I mean, not directly, but I've heard there will be a meeting today of some kind of group. I don't know who, but they will see this share again. And unfortunately, it's at the same time we will be seeing the scientists. But do you think we can try to sneak in and go see that again?
Maybe the scientists want to come and see it too. Maybe
I
we
don't
meet
know.
them down here.
There is a possibility, boss man. I don't know if we should risk it.
I don't know. And just continues to walk.
I sent a private message to Cornelius, sending the same information about the meeting.
I reply, I'm in.
Okay, so I'm hearing the captain. Then Dayton, you can make a hearing test if you wanted to overhear this.
Yep. I actually have a hearing focus. So
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10 plus 4, so
Ooh.
that'll be a 14.
Very nice. Yeah, you get to hear, they weren't being terribly discreet, but you hear that they have a meeting they're going to about this thing. There's some sort of group here that's interested in this. And I'm guessing, I like how my two non-believers are here, the senior writers of the book. The senior. Oh my God. All right. So you guys have your now the meeting with this group is directly at odds with when you're supposed to go and meet up with your two people you're supposed to bring back to the Sol system.
Right.
I want to hack Sebastian's
Where
terminal.
are we meeting them?
They have a lab, and that's where their samples are. So some of your crew is coming on to start checking the samples and make sure they're safe for transport. And when I say samples, I mean like giant cargo containers of the local soil, minerals, stuff like that too.
Well, I want to go meet the scientists, so I'll leave the religion to
All right.
Our chaplain.
So who's going to the enthusiast meeting, and who's going to go to the enthusiast meeting? Okay, I'm hearing Cornelius, Sebastian. Okay.
Oh, Beckett is considering it. He feels like he needs to be the captain and meet the new people coming on the ship, and he'll ask Sebastian, well, check to see if there's another meeting, maybe a later one or one early the next day before we ship out. I want to hear what they have to say. Or take notes, or maybe maybe record something. I would like to listen, but I must be professional, be the captain. And he'll meet the people.
I am going to the appropriate meeting, but also wish to see if there's any means of hacking into Sebastian's hand terminal.
Yeah.
So I can monitor it.
Yeah, you are.
Trust me.
His terminal is linked up to the ship, and
Right.
you guys can start. You have a chance to go through and dig it up if you want to. There, Ian.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, but I just want to, basically link and record every, and maybe see if I can like actively turn on his speaker, essentially. So
You want to see if you can listen in? Okay. Give me a technology test.
okay.
While you're in proximity, and I'll give you a +1 on this because you have you're part of the ship's like administration crew.
Okay. I mean, this is what I kind of do. Okay, not so great. A 3 and 2 1s. That's a 6.
An 8
Damn.
fortune.
But well, hang on. But I have +6 to technology, so that's a 12, 13.
That ain't good enough, my friend.
Okay,
Take one of
I
them
will-
ones you need to get up to. I would put this at a target number 18.
I will absolutely throw as much as I need to.
You get a 1. What was your total of 12? Was it?
No, I rolled a 3 and 2 1s. So
Okay, so that's 5, 6,
Need to
11.
get the 1 twos.
Yeah, if you put the 1 to a 6, spend 6 fortune. I'll give it to you. Okay, so
Done.
that'll do it. Okay, so you do manage to like you don't have full access to his terminal, but you turn on his listening device, and you could actually like record it to your own, or have your little earbud play it for you while he's there.
That's what I want to do.
And
Record it.
And record it, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start with
copies.
let's begin with the meeting, the proper meeting here, as such. Captain, pilot, security officer, and our mechanic all approach the soil works. This is the place where they're largely kind of doing some. This is like a lab. I mean, you've seen eggheads like this everywhere. As you do, you come in. There's a secretary there. This man stands up and says, "Greetings. I'm Aaron. I'm to be your liaison today to arrange it. Can I get anyone something to drink? Juice, perhaps, or some soy milk or something?"
Do you have any more of that terrible coffee?
He kind of laughs. He's like, "We got plenty of the terrible coffee, my friend." And he like has a thing brewed up for you, and next we have a few more flavoring options here. This seems to be a place where a lot of the resources have been concentrated, much like the coffee.
Soy milk for me.
So they give you what you need. He says, Dr. Rachel Kale will be out shortly. I think Dr. Otto is running a little late. But let me go ahead and get. And he kind of pages up, and she'll be right out. And so this woman comes out. It's an Earther woman. She's got brown hair, fair skin. Comes out and says she's got like a lab coat on and everything too, and says, "Greetings, I'm Dr. Kale. I believe you're to be my ride back to Earth."
Nice to meet you, Dr. Kale. Yes.
Excellent. I have to apologize for my colleague. Aram's been rather busy lately. Preoccupied, we'll say.
Well, sorry you couldn't make it.
Well, he's going to have to make it in the morning to get on your shift, but if you have any kind of check-in procedures you need us to do, I can cover for him to some degree.
Well,
that should be...
is this a problem that we need to worry about?
Well, look, I'm the mineralologist. I'm the one that kind of figures out the weird stuff going on in the soil. Mm-hmm. But he's the one that understands more of the biology of what we can introduce that will live in that soil. Does that make sense? So we're a team.
Mm-hmm.
One without the other, and he's he kind of looks to her assistant Aaron, and Aaron kind of rolls his eyes, and it's kind of like, okay, yeah, this. Yeah, I know. What's that?
He's at the other meeting.
Yeah. So let's go jump to the other meeting real quick. We have Cornelius and Sebastian. You come into like a small meeting room. Looks like the kind of place they host like an AA meeting or something.
I hit the record button on my terminal.
Okay, you hit the record button on your terminal. As you do, there's probably there's about 20 people in there, and 20-30 people in there, and they're all kind of sitting around talking, and one of them comes up to you and says, "Oh, we have newcomers. Welcome. Wow. We don't get a lot of Martians and Belters here."
We're all one.
No, I just.
Well, feel free to help yourself to some of the bad coffee we have. That's like universal here. But they're like, how? I mean, you're a newcomer. We don't recognize you from the station. Greetings. I'm Let me get you a name real quick here. My name is Lynn. Welcome to the Sphere enthusiasts. How'd you hear about the Sphere if you just got to the station?
We have witnessed it.
You witnessed it? Have you witnessed it too? And points to Sebastian.
Yeah, we just took a look at that. And I heard you gathering a meeting, and as a religious man, I could not avoid that. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy for you to be accepting me.
Well, absolutely. Anyone that wants to discuss the Sphere and its meaning to humanity is welcome here. Well, look, maybe have you met? Oh, so he just came in, and like she kind of like takes a second and kind of gets distracted, and you see walking into the door, Assistant Director Tim Kestel. And Assistant Director Tim Kestel is accompanied by Captain Cody. we'll jump back to the other meeting then.
Chief security, right?
Yeah, so the chief of security, and the assistant director for the colony are both here at the meeting, and it looks like they're being welcomed by people.
Yay!
And they're with a third man that you don't recognize. Actually, Cornelius, you actually recognize him. You recognize him as Dr. Aram Otto, the one guy you're supposed to transport back. Okay. You guys, the other party, you're meeting with Kale. Seems to be going pretty well. And she's just going through the procedures and talking about how to handle the samples. This is all stuff you guys have on your payload specialists have and everything down. Do you guys have any questions for her?
Yeah, Becca would say, is anything biohazardous? Do we need to train the crew or double check your bioseals regular?
We figured we would load the containers onto the exterior of the ship as opposed to the main thing. This isn't just a procedure for like safety, but also it stinks after a while.
They don't need heating. It's pretty cold on the outside of the ship.
They have they're self-contained things. They'll hold the heat into, and the heat doesn't emulate the tube off the back of the ship actually, because it is space. There's no conductive material on the outside, so they'll hold the heat well. But they also have self-regulation inside as well. Kind of like it's like a minimal life support system.
Ethan leans into Dayton while the captain is talking and says, "I can't believe that Cornelius is missing this. It's an opportunity to inspect boxes of dirt."
All right. Oh, and by the way, check under Dayton's hangover cure in the recycler next time.
Yeah, definitely.
I have it programmed in. It's good.
Dayton, while you're standing there, you kind of start getting the buzz in your ear, the recording here.
Yeah.
And you overhear a conversation between Sebastian and Cornelius. So the two of you are at this meeting. The hostess, Lynn, kind of took out to talk to these three other people. You recognize Cornelius, you recognize all three of them. Sebastian, you recognize two of them. What do you guys want to do?
Well, the sphere needs protection. I just need to witness what these people intend to do with the sphere.
Okay. Sebastian?
That's difficult. That's difficult. Okay, so I just look at them and okay, so quick thinking. I look at them. It's director and chief security, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then Cornelius seems to recognize the other one.
It's which?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I will point that out to Sebastian.
So this is your
That's
passive.
Otto.
Yeah.
This is Otto. This is the other guy we're bringing along. He's here with us. He's not where he's supposed to be. Curious.
I do not state for the other people that we know the director and security. I look at them. The director
change. Yeah, he kind of exchanged a look and he gives you a wave real quick. He seems like you could approach him if you wanted to, but he's not asking you to come over to talk to him or anything like that. But he does seem welcoming to people, and he's shaking people's hands and everything like that too. And people are happy to see him.
Do I hear the director and the security and such in the background? You
hear Cornelius mention that Otto is here, the guy you're supposed to meet.
Right, but I don't hear the director or the security.
I'll say you do.
Okay.
I'll say, yeah.
I mean, it's up to you.
If I can make one
sure.
just to the recording, is that the terminal is in my sort of the pocket here,
sure.
With the camera filming.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. But yeah, you're only hacked into Sebastian's.
Yeah, I'm only hacked into Sebastian.
Oh yeah. I have archives.
Now I wish I'd hacked you.
I have archives.
All right, too late to conspire, my friends. But you start hearing, oh my, people are there. Like, there's actually something going on with this thing. Rachel walks you guys through the procedures, starts walking you back, getting all settled up with the ship and everything. Not a real big issue, unless you guys have any questions about that. She kind of schedules it, sets it up so you guys are like, it looks like you're according to your schedule, you guys will like ship out tomorrow afternoon, and everything's gonna be loaded over tonight from your crew. Chandra, do you have a question or a comment?
Well, so your station medicos, they've been reporting anything strange, strains on mental health or anything like that?
Uncontrollable vomiting.
Honestly, it's been pretty mellow here. It's a weird question. Looks to Aaron. Aaron's not really. We've had a few people miss work here and there, but I think it's more of they're just stressed and they're looking for some time off to try to like reconvene themselves. It's been increasing a little bit, but I mean, we're all not used to being this far out. I mean, even when we were on Luna, it wasn't a problem because we just go down to Earth for some R&R. You know, it's a few-hour trip. But being this isolated, I don't think people were worried. Some people here living underground has kind of been the style for us, but there's a lot more domes on Luna, and here it's a little more claustrophobic. The local Belter population seems to like it a lot, but some of us are getting a little antsy about it. But I feel like people are finding things to do, so I'd rather them come back to work healthy than to be problematic.
Okay.
But it is concerning. So.
I mean, I was just concerned if exposure to the orb had any noticeable effect on people here.
Noticeable? I mean, I haven't seen it. Aaron, have you seen it? Or, no. I was like, most people, I've heard a few people got a little bit of a queasiness, but I suppose that might just be the air pressure being that far down into the planet. Maybe I mean that could be it. So I don't know. I'm not an ears, nose, throat person. So
I don't think that there's anything that we need to be worried about. It is this beautiful presence,
well,
so peaceful.
That's what
I
I've
feel
heard.
as if the people in your colony are stressed. Maybe they should speak more about this orb. See it.
Well, I know there's an enthusiast group here on the station that's been discussing ways to approach it and think about it. Some have some.
So we keep hearing.
Yeah, some have some weird ideas, but we're trying to keep an open mind, and I think that's the key here. None of them have really been a problem or any disturbances on the station. Anyone that has had some kind of a wild idea, we find them. They don't. How do I put this nicely? They get a talking to. There was one person a few months back that was in discussion about they found out was trying to like some of the mining charges wouldn't disappeared, and they supposedly were going to go down there and try to detonate and close up the shaft or the thing. I'm not sure what happened, but they got they've been sequestered, we'll say. So
Who was that?
Oh God! It looks to Aaron and says, "Aaron, what was his name?" And Aaron takes a second and goes, "Oh my God, let me go look that up real quick here. His name was Ernest Bowden."
And I'm guessing by sequestered, you mean stuck in a cell somewhere?
Yeah, station security has him on those charges. Needless to say, taking explosives alone was a big issue. But he was one of the miners that was working down there. As we found out, had access to stuff and kind of had stuff fall off the cart one too many times is how he got caught. But it hasn't been a big deal.
Chandra, will you be able to check the interior of these crates or these containers before they get attached to our ship? When people start talking explosives, I just get nervous.
You think there's explosives on those things?
No.
Oh.
I just anything that's getting attached to our ship.
Yes, we will run our safety procedures.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suggest we rejoin our.
It's just routine, but with concerns about smuggling and regulations, we have to verify the contents of everything.
Yes.
Our Inspector Cornelius will be glad to explain all of the regulations to you in incredible detail.
Cornelius and Sebastian, as you guys kind of stand there, you guys kind of watching this thing unfold, and people are kind of talking about their experiences. People are doing testimonials. Some people are talking about how just even knowing that it exists is good enough for them, that makes them like really think about like a better universe and everything for themselves. But the one thing you do notice, Cornelius, is that Otto leaves. You kind of see him like, oh shit, like I should be somewhere, and he shakes a hand and leaves. Anything? You gotta unmute.
I think him leaving is that's not my concern. This thing needs to be protected.
Sebastian?
I'd like to try and understand if there is some, a degree of organization in this group. If there is a leader, or if they're just there.
They have like a this person Lynn that you met earlier, what seems to be a facilitator, kind of keeping like the conversation going but everyone seems really happy. They seem willing to share. No one's like there is like the hierarchy of the station, but when the assistant director's here, I mean, he talks about some stuff, but he doesn't seem to like completely overrun the conversation. There's no one getting up on stage, staying the whole thing, giving a sermon. Are you asking if they are a leaderless enthusiast group? Yes. Right now there is no one that's kind of stepped up.
Okay, so we're still in a room. We are not close to the sphere yet.
No, not at all. You're in the main station. I mean, you're like in a meeting area. Like it's kind of off of a hotel, like a conference room, like a large conference room.
Okay, so I'd like to, and the first opportunity I have to ask the group, and I'd like to ask them, have you ever had the opportunity to share the benefits of the positive effects of that artifact with the colony?
Well, that's what we're hoping to do here, is open people's minds to it. I think one of the issues is that people think it's alien, it's gonna be bad. They think back to the people that perished on Illis or on Eros or even on Ganymede, and they get worried. And not understanding that those were just initial contact points. Now we're in it, we have our time, and the sphere is not a threat. It just stands there, it just sits there, and we can take our time to understand. And I think that's the golden opportunity here. So we're just trying to get the word out slowly. It's there's more and more of us every day.
That seems to be very interesting, a very positive idea. But I've heard that some people don't seem to feel good around that, even though I felt good about that. What do you know about it?
It's a deep mine shaft, and that's not an environment for everybody. But maybe
I have a change of mind.
Oh, excellent. See, exactly. One by one, it happens, people open their minds.
This is a dangerous political tool if it's abused by the wrong kind of organization or political entity. We need to protect this thing. Exactly.
And you see the assistant director come over and say, I knew this opportunity that came in on the Verde Libre would be amazing. Moving back to Chandra, you notice that Dayton face is kind of like a little of a nail biter.
And maybe even touches his ear once or twice, doing that like I'm listening to something. He's not a spy.
Terrible poker face.
Yeah.
Well, let's thank Dr. Cahú and be on our way.
Yeah, Dr. Taylor says, I'll be ready for the pickup tomorrow, and I'll oversee the rest of my transit and how the next stuff gets transited over. No problem. Okay. Oh, as you guys as you leave this thing, a man comes in, and you see Dr. Kale go, Otto, you're finally here, and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm so late, and he kind of looks at you guys and says, sorry for being late and for the setup and everything, the organization. I'll be there tomorrow for us to leave. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it, friend.
And he comes on in. Okay.
You're going to be on our ship for months of time. We're going to get to know each other. We're going to just be friends. All right?
I gotta go pack up my office real quick. And is Aaron, help me. And Aaron's, okay. So he goes, they go off to pack up his office. Chandra, you have to take kind of a little sidebar with Dayton outside. This one involved the captain and Ethan.
Mhm.
Definitely not the captain. Possibly Ethan.
I think we need Ethan because we need to make sure the pilot's on our side.
I'm definitely for Ethan. I am definitely.
All right, so the Green Ronin folks all like bunch up.
There is a mutiny.
Yeah. Okay,
We
so
renamed the ship the Green Ronin.
exactly, that's what I was about to say. There you go.
After we
I mean, we have all paint, like.
yeah, exactly. Pink
All
color.
right, you guys kind of talk off. The captain's kind of staying there off the side.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we really need to be ready to get the hell out of here.
I can't wait to get off this planet.
It's worse than you think.
What do you mean?
Record. I just I transfer the files to Chandra's and Ethan's.
So
terminals.
you get these highlight reel of like the meeting space.
Yeah, I try and highlight bits.
And you get the names of who was there. You get your two crewmates went there. You get that like it's kind of this. There's something going on with this enthusiast group. Yeah.
They're up to something. I think it might be happening maybe even now.
At first, my concern was that we would be trapped here and have to join their cult or something. But now I also have a concern about what we're bringing back with us.
Yes.
Well, I'd love to hear your suggestions, Chandra.
Well, I think once the stuff is I don't know, we should try to get a better look at it ourselves and be ready if needed to just kind of jettison it into space.
Fine by me, but we'd have a lot easier time getting a better look at it if Cornelius wasn't off mooning over the sphere.
Yeah, he kind of flipped a switch, didn't
The captain looked a little entranced too.
he? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Mhm.
And like walking ahead of everybody,
When we're all
he
back
like
there.
turns around and says like, what you all thinking for dinner?
Well, is there any option other than the original pond?
There is, and I will give you several names here in a moment.
Just some good old kibbles. Fine by me.
Jesus, these are like one of these random names. This is offensive. It's called the Chili Trumpet. But there's like the curry. There's like a curry house. It's called the Curry House, and there is a place under the dome called the Crystal Rooftop. And then they have a there's kind of a fun family, like more family oriented place because there are families here called Whammy.
Yeah, let's not
Whammy.
get
But the Chili Trumpet is not. I'm okay. I'm okay to do the abstract cashew, but not the Chili Trumpet. That's too much.
This is just a bridge too far.
It's a bit too far, my friend.
Do they sell food? Like just like grown food or anything here?
Oh yeah, there's a few carts. Yeah, you can go to like the generic kind of hot dog cart, the burrito cart, the bowl cart. There's all those
No,
stuff.
like potatoes or
Just like
Oh yeah, you can get raw. Yeah, you can get raw.
Cook your own
because
food.
I'm thinking of going back to the ship.
Yeah.
But getting and not eating anything else here that might be in the water or whatever.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. No, so yeah, you can go get some raw
But
goods
some
in no
fresh
problem.
ingredients would be good.
Okay, a lot of potatoes is what they have. Some seasoning. They do have like some soybeans and stuff like that. So that's pretty kind of your spread of what they really have here to focus on.
Hey, microwave potatoes, some soy butter, and soy cheese.
Right, man. Okay. So you guys, that's not a problem for you, Dayton. You go and get the ingredients for dinner for the night, and you can go back to the ship and make dinner. Do you guys, Captain with Chief of Security? What's your deal, Captain? Like Dayton's saying he's gonna go get dinner and everything. What do you want to do?
We go to that curry place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So get some stuff for the road, and then okay. Do you want to order the rest of the crew out there?
I will pass the information on to the crew to say that, hey, we found this nice place. We're going to check it out. It's got some curry, and like he's pretty excited.
Cornelius and Sebastian, the two of you get this contact, and the captain's asking for like a crew dinner, and the like. Do you guys want to show up for it, or what do you? And Sebastian, you make some good contacts here. These people they're willing to talk to you. It seems like there's something going on here. Like they're very today feels like they feel like they're having a special time with each other, celebrations, such like that too. Cornelius, do you seem to have an agenda here you've expressed? Do you want to pursue that agenda? Or?
Well, I wouldn't really know how to, but I would like to know more, basically, about what these people are thinking. But maybe moreover, like trying to get, I guess, the vibe of these people. Are they just happy-go-lucky kumbaya people, or is there something more to
do you want to talk to the people that are kind of there, or do you want to talk to specific people like the assistant director and the security chief of security?
The assistant director is probably a good target to figure out what his intentions are.
All right. You go and approach Assistant Director Kestel. He says, Cornelius, excellent to see you again. What can I help you with?
So what's your what do you intend to do about this orb of yours?
Your intentions towards my sphere.
He says, I'm not interested. We're interested in exploring its possibilities here. It does something. We would like to bring in more expertise regarding cognitive science and people that are experts in the Xeno technology. But
so how old does he look like, this guy?
How long is he? What?
Young? Yeah, how old
he's like middle age. He's probably like in his 50s.
Yeah. Okay. So he will remember the hero Eros.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you remember Eros?
Yes.
Do you remember Protogen?
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah. So this thing needs protection.
Oh, I agree.
You spread all the kumbaya love about this. Who do you think is going to come calling?
Well, this is why we're restricting information flow on it. Why we ban photos of it and such. But also, we're fairly isolated here, and we would like to welcome more into the fold. So far as anyone that would attack us to steal this, I think they would run up against, well before they got to us, they would run up against the wrath of the transport union.
Yeah, can you trust the transport union in this?
We can trust the transport union to restrict access to our system. I know that for a fact. They don't let people go willy-nilly. But you're right. Our isolation will only last so long. This is, but we'd like to invite more, and hopefully, our friend Dr. Otto is actually taking a, it's a research trip as well back to Luna, but is also going to hopefully bring in some more experts to help us understand better what's going on with this and why we should celebrate this more.
Interesting. Thank you. I have a dinner appointment.
Anything from Sebastian or anyone else before dinner?
I'd like to approach Lynn. And Cornelius was talking in private, right? I suppose I wasn't here. I wasn't listening to his conversation.
No.
Okay. So I'm approaching Lynn, and I'd like to ask her, tell me one thing. Has someone ever touched the sphere?
Yes, they have. The from my understanding of what we had, our testimonies of the initial contact with it, is that it just it's not much different than like what we think of as the ring station. That it just kind of sits there, it doesn't move. It doesn't emulate a lot of energy unless it's like directly impacted. It's honestly pretty docile though, as far as we can tell. But it seems, I don't know, just we're eager about it.
Yeah, that's very interesting because when I saw it for the first time, I didn't touch it, but I still felt something positive.
She takes a second. She goes, "You can still feel it, can't you?" I can feel it all the time. And you do feel it. You do feel it a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just it's something I've never felt before. It's something I never learned through my faith. The Church of Heroes never talked about that. So that's probably something we could update on the teachings of the Church of Heroes.
Exactly.
I don't know.
This is an expansion for humanity. These next steps, I mean, that feeling you feel, do you think people like Marco and Naros would have done those things if they felt like this? Can you imagine?
Some people are just evil. I don't know what they would do with that.
I think this is the dawn of a new age for us, and I believe I haven't seen it, but I feel it, and everyone here feels it, and I think that's something we can all agree upon.
Yes, but there's something that worries me is that some people didn't feel it, and that's strange. That's strange. I'm not sure if it's a matter of faith. It's a matter of the effects of the environment, but that's strange.
Well,
and that concerns me.
You know, that's good though that they fear it. They have a healthy fear. I mean, I don't think we should look at it just openly and think about it just being this thing that we all want to engage in. We want to bring them to it, but maybe they're just not ready yet. I'm sure you've had people that you shared your faith with, and they're just not ready for it. All faiths have that. So why don't I think one of we take it step by step and we try to create a pathway for them forward. Maybe you can help us with that.
It is possible. But I'd like to listen more about that.
Well, look, I know you have your crew, and let's try to keep keep these next steps. I'll have you all. We'll arrange a meeting and everything like that too. But if you're not as enthusiastic about leaving, maybe you'd want to stay here with us and help us become more encompassing.
Look, I'm thankful for your offer, but I have my crew. The ship is my home. I'm Belter. But we can stay. We can keep in touch.
We will, so absolutely. And she sends over her details and everything. So okay. Let's go to dinner. Does everyone show up at the dinner?
Yeah.
All right. You guys go.
Sorry. While we are walking towards the restaurant, and since we finished the conversation, I back the audio file and sent to the captain.
Nice.
You said you wanted to say something to the captain?
No, I just sent the file to the captain. And okay, so I read some brief words saying it's positive meeting. Got some contacts. Here's the file.
So you get you get a more elaborate transcript than you did from Dayton. But yeah, it's there's a group here, and it's not small, and you get the notes of who's involved, and it's some players around the station, people in power.
Beckett finds this very interesting and doesn't realize that Dayton was listening in, and will share it with the rest of the table and be like, Sebastian, he he did a good job taking down notes from the meeting. Did anybody want to go through it? They sound very passionate about what they are doing here.
Yeah, I bet they do. And what exactly are they doing, Captain?
Oh, and he starts like flicking through. It's making a better universe for all of humanity. Isn't that just something? And you can see him like,
that's something, all right.
Like playing with his food and making little spheres.
He went full Dreyfus on us. All right.
Does it mean they have meatballs?
Yeah.
And
you have meatballs.
Yeah, meatballs and curry.
How big is this station, this whole area, and how much of the drive could anyway?
Burn it from orbit, yeah.
Not even orbit, just
It's the only way to be sure.
I'm gonna message Ethan and Dayton and tell them I think that we should talk to and perhaps spring the demolitions guy who was arrested.
Yeah.
You sure?
Should at least talk.
Sure. Let's do it.
All right. Dinner's awkward. We'll say here.
Yeah, really.
Once again, you bring religion to a dinner conversation, it gets awkward. But you guys kind of get through the meal. My question is, what do you guys want to do tonight? Do you want us to go back to your rooms? Do you want to go back to the ship? Who wants to do what? Let me start with Ethan.
Ethan says that, well, he says at dinner that he's had enough of the so-called nightlife of New Luna, and is probably going to call at an early night. We have to get going tomorrow, and there's going to be loading and all of the checklist for taking off. So he's going to get some rest as far as that goes.
Are you going to rest at the hotel or on the ship?
Probably better to be back on the Libre. The hotel's all right.
Libre's good. Let's go down to Cornelius. What about you for the evening? Killing me here.
Because I've been part of. No, so that was out of character. I'll probably tell the crew, and they'll probably know that I'm lying because I'm not a very good liar, that I'll probably just go back to the hotel, and they'll go, yeah, right. He'll be at the ship checking the lists.
You do have those manifests to go over. From the meeting you didn't show up for.
Oh, yes, but I went to a very interesting other meeting, so yes, there is stuff to do. Lists, good idea, thanks.
All right. Let's go to Sebastian. What about you for the evening?
I'm going back to my hotel room, but I'm messaging Lynn as well, asking her if there will be another meeting.
There's another meeting. They're going to have a meeting in 2 days, so after you guys leave. She would like you to attend, but she understands your obligation to your crew. But she's also hoping that you maybe tell more people. You might be better to tell people about this sphere and its benefits too. So and think about how it incorporates your faith. So she's encouraging. She's supportive of your lifestyle choice here, whichever side you decide to go on. Join our clever dome. We're cool with it.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't reply, but I send a message to Cornelius and Captain, telling about that. There will be another meeting, but only after we leave.
Cool. Great. Dayton, let's go to Dayton.
Dayton is actually waiting to see what Chandra wants to do. Like if we're gonna go bust this guy out in the middle of the night, or if not, going back to the ship and just staying there.
I want to talk to him. And
I'll go with you then.
Possibly bust him out.
So you want to go to the security station?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go to the security station in the evening there, and there's like people there. A guy at the front desk goes, "What can I help you with?"
Oh, I'm going to talk to one of the prisoners.
You got a name? And I can't remember if I gave you a name or not.
You did.
Yeah, Ernest Bowden.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bowden. Oof, that guy is a nut. I've been trying to talk to him for a while. And who are you?
I'm the security officer for the Libre.
Oh.
Verde Libre.
Do you, what business do you have with Bowden?
Well, I want to see what he has to say for himself because he's the only person here who seems like they've had mental difficulty.
Well, look, I could put in a request with the chief of security on that, but we don't just allow people to talk to the prisoners without, unless you're their union rep or their lawyer, we're not going to let you, we can't just let you walk on back there and talk to them and disturb them some more. But he's, he's been all right back there. He's doing better than he was a while back, so.
What sort of traits did he display?
He had some early on really bad insomnia, complained about some nausea and stuff like that too, but he seems to be doing a lot better these days and the like. But we're keeping an eye on him, so don't worry about his well-being. We appreciate it. We got some great medical staff here. You guys just brought in those medical supplies. Yeah, they'll certainly help. So we appreciate your efforts here, but not letting me. Sorry, I can't let you through.
No, I understand. While we're talking, I'm just going to be casing this joint.
Same.
I'm sneak in.
You could probably you can kind of see where they have their holding area big in the back. It's not very big. It's like it can hold like maybe like 12 people in individual cells, but you can see where the holding area is. But it's pretty slow. Honestly, it's a very slow thing here. But yeah, they're like he's like, yeah. Well, if anything else I can help you with, let me know. We're getting ready to close up for the night here.
Okay. Please go about your business.
Dayton, you got something here?
I'm just thinking they could when we leave. 2 options.
Captain. Let's go to the captain.
Yeah, I'm thinking that my action might actually inadvertently help their activities.
Love it.
So Beckett will be in the hotel sort of pacing back and forth, and then he'll send just a very simple message to Captain Cody, to the chief of security, saying, "Can I see it again?"
You get no response. How long do you want to wait for a response?
All night.
You don't get a response. Okay, so you start waiting for a response, and you're sitting in your room just looking at your data terminal. Let me go back to Chandra and Dayton. So I heard Ethan went back to the ship to sleep. Cornelius is doing the work on the ship, and maybe try to get some rest. Sebastian, did you want to go? You went back to the hotel, right? Took it easy? Okay. Oh, Chandra and Dayton, who are our wild cards over here, who I'm really enjoying. What are the two of you going to do this evening? You're going to go back to the hotel, go back to the ship, or try to, do a whole Thin Lizzy and have a breakout thing here?
Well,
Jailbreak or something.
Say that they were closing up the security station soon, so.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to like a skeleton crew. There's still people there. There's like a janitor, and there's like going to be some security, like at least a pair of guards in there too. But looks like they're locking down for the night.
Like, how advanced is their security? I mean, like, do they have good security gear here?
It's respectable. I mean, they have cameras on the front. There's cameras everywhere. They do have motion detectors, stuff like that too. You can probe their system real quick, and I'll use to do that real quick.
That's what I
it is beyond your capacity, Dayton, because you do not have the hacking talent.
Yeah, that's what.
So you're a rank amateur at this. But yeah, it's you could try, but you're also like getting caught by the guy who seems to buy into this stuff. Ain't gonna be fun either.
The air is breathable here and everything. Well, I mean, like things I was thinking, because what I am good at is like life support systems. Is like doing something with their you can life support system.
If you want to go fuck with their life support system, go in the back there and mess their AC unit or whatever they got. You're welcome to. That's a different story.
Or just make it trigger an alert that's not real or something.
You want to like trigger like a fire alarm or something like that? You can do that.
Well, I will yield to our chief of security. These are things I'm throwing out that we could potentially.
You give him the universal belt or hand sign for pull the fire alarm.
Well, I mean, probably something a little more,
subtle.
A little more subtle,
I don't think we should do anything tonight
Okay.
because we would want to be able to do whatever we decide to do and then leave immediately. So.
By the way, I didn't mention that. If you could not mention that recording to the captain, I appreciate. Sebastian didn't exactly know I was listening in.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay,
the
thanks.
captain sent it to us, so.
Yeah, so it's all good, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's good to know that guy, I mean, we essentially see that he reacted poorly to the spear, and it drove him in the other direction. So it's good to see he wasn't just, some random pyromaniac or something like that. So, yeah, I think tomorrow we really need to make sure what we're bringing on our ship, and see if we're able to take any action about this spear.
Okay.
That's what I suggest.
I'm going to text Ethan with like a summary of our talk as well. If that's cool.
I was real quick, Cornelius, you do your inspection. Everything's fine. Everything's great. Seals are good. Everything's on par. Your whole team works well. And you're welcome to sleep on the ship or sleep at the hotel, your choice.
Yeah, so I was going to try and figure out if we have anything like explosive or that can be used as explosives.
You guys don't really have. You have some stuff on it, but it's not enough to even do anything to what they have here on this planet. The planet does have, once again, it is a mining operation. There, you did pass on your way down those tunnels a demolition unit. There is they do have quite a few explosives on the station, but they are under a lock and key security area. Let me go. Ethan, did you have something real quick, or are you good? Or
just when I hear from Dayton, I'll reply back. So did you talk to the guy?
No. We couldn't get in.
So I take it Chandra's not staging a prison break tonight.
That's the plan, apparently. I gave him some options.
I think you guys said you were going to do it the next day or something like that, or try to do right before you leave.
I'm open to doing it the next day.
Okay, I add that. He's open to doing it the next day.
Open.
If we want to.
I don't like to close down options. I like to open windows, especially ones in prisons. All right. All of you get some rest except for Beckett. Captain Beckett Davis. You're sitting there. You're waiting for the response. It's like 3 a.m. equivalent time.
Probably.
Excuse me. Roll a d6 for me, please.
Ooh, okay. All right. Ooh, I got a 6.
Okay.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but I like it.
On the churn, that's actually good. Higher rolls are actually no effect.
No.
So nothing. There's not going to be a weird thing happen, but the thing's going to happen anyways.
Won't be worse.
Cornelius, Sebastian, and then Beckett. You have a waking version of this. You have like euphoric visions of things. You feel like a kinship with people around you. You feel at home. A warmth come through your body. You're shown like true meaning, and it touches all parts of you. Ethan, Chandra, and Dayton. The three of you are. Were you guys back on the ship? I think, yeah. You're being. You wake up to like alarms going off. Like
literally or figuratively?
Literally, like your data pad wake up alarm is going off, and it's been you've been sleeping for like each one of the three of you overslept by like 2 hours. Captain Cornelius and Sebastian, you guys kind of come out of this thing here. And you can you kind of come out of whatever state you were in, and you can see that like there's or actually you guys were awake ahead of this. You guys kind of see like there's alerts kind of popping up, automated alerts popping up on your data pad. So we're gonna the other three of you are kind of out for a little bit, but the captain in the hotel room, Cornelius on the ship, and Sebastian on the ship, you see alarms going off almost immediately. Actually, Captain, about like 6 a.m. here for Captain Davis. What do you want to do?
Alarms going off at 6 a.m. Captain Davis will.
You can look at what they are. You can
check it out. Yeah,
okay.
check them out
so
first.
It looks like there's some of these alarms are like automated alarms. Some of them are indicating that there is like certain like dock procedures aren't being followed right now. Like it seems like there's like just little alerts, but one of the alerts is actually coming from your ship, and it seems like there's been an unauthorized entrance of the ship.
All right, so Beckett will like sit bolt upright and send a message to Chandra and just say, report to the ship, something's going on, I need your help.
No response. And you can see that Chandra's on the ship. You can see that Chandra, Ethan, and Dayton are all on the ship, but no response. Cornelius, you're on the ship, and the last thing you guys remember is like a really loud sound that overwhelmed you, but then like it was pure euphoria. The other ones that you felt this like you had like horrible like nightmare of the sound like penetrating your bodies, but then you just have horrible sleep with like weird nausea and such. But you do see there's alerts going off on the ship. Beckett, who do you want to contact next on the ship?
If there's no response from Chandra, then Ethan.
No response from Ethan.
And then puts out just a ship-wide thing. Somebody report, and like starts running towards the ship.
Cornelius and Sebastian, you guys get a emergency call from the captain saying like, respond please, status report.
I respond straight away. Okay. I'm on the ship.
You're on the ship, and like you can see that there's like entrance to the to the ship has been breached. Like not breached, but like blown open, but like someone's entered the ship without authorization.
Mm-hmm.
You can pull up cameras or something like that really easily too.
Grab my gun.
Okay. Grab your gun. You can see people entering the cargo, or they've entered through the cargo hold, and looks like they're going down to the machine shop in engineering. And the ship is clocking about 12 people. Do you want to get visuals of them real quick?
Yeah.
They look like they're not armed. Maybe they have toolkits, but they're not armed. You don't see any guns, rifles. Maybe at most they have like a crowbar.
Do we recognize any of them?
Beckett, you don't recognize these guys from anything, and they look like a bunch of schlubs in space. Cornelius, give me a scene test and see if you recognize any of these guys. I should look at the footage. And then Sebastian, so you're at the hotel. You kind of wake up to this alert. Beckett's requesting people go back to the ship. What do you want to do?
I go running straight to the ship.
You meet up with Beckett out in the hallway, and you guys are moving towards the ship. And it's about like a 15-20 minute jog to the ship. It's pretty deep in there. What'd you get, Cornelius?
11, and if that's a success, 2 stunt points.
That's not a success. You need it. It's the footage ain't great. Can you push that to a 14?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Push it to a 14. You actually recognize 2 of the individuals from the meeting yesterday. They were just kind of people in the crowd. No one you talked to, but they were there.
Right. I let the captain know these are the fans. The enthused, the ones who are filled by the sphere and spheres.
Well, then we can talk them down. They are reasonable people.
And I haven't got.
Yes. Sebastian and Beckett, as you are coming through the hallway, you can see that like security forces are deploying and moving around, but they're not going towards the docks. They're going towards like the administration area. You guys have passed this numerous times.
Okay, but I run to the ship anyway.
Okay.
Ship's my home.
So you two get to the outside the docks. You can see outside of the space where the ship is docked. You can see there's two people just with toolkits. They don't have any weapons, they don't have any guns or anything like that. Too. They're just kind of standing there, kind of watching, just looking like they're blending in. They have suits for the station here, so they're clearly part of New Luna Earthers. And Cornelius is making his way through the ship here. What are the Captain and Sebastian? What do you want to do while you see these two guys just standing there at the front ship? And they're not part of your guys' crew at all.
Are they looking aggressive towards the crew?
They're just standing there. They're just kind of talking and just looking out.
Hey, did you see what happened? Who is going on to our ship?
Oh, hey, Captain Davis, huh? Right? I saw you yesterday. I heard about you yesterday, and Sebastian, I met you yesterday. We both grabbed the coffee at the same time. You recognize the guy Sebastian? He was at the meeting yesterday with you guys.
Okay.
He's like, yeah.
All right, brother. But you invaded our ship, and this is a very serious thing. We don't invade your house, and you're inviting our house.
Oh, look, we're just trying to we need to grab some stuff off the ship real quick. But it's okay. Like, please, like we don't want any trouble. We're just trying to make sure the unity lasts.
But this is our ship. What are you grabbing from here?
Oh, well, okay. So we'll go to Cornelius. Cornelius, you do pass several other. Like I said, there's 50 people on the ship. Do you want to stop at any of their bunks and wake them up or anything like that? And you do know that, like,
I'll wake up our crew as I go.
Okay. So you try to wake up Chandra. You go to Chandra's bunk. Chandra's in there sleeping, and you try to wake up Chandra. Nothing. Just complete passed out. Not like still living, breathing. No. I mean, you smack him around a little bit. No wake up. Yeah. And you notice other members of the crew are sleeping, and they're not waking up through the alarms at all. And you even go down to, like, when you get to and even if you start going through the galley, you can see there's people who have just, like, fallen asleep where they were standing.
Awesome.
Get off our ship.
All right. So you run down. You start running down to the through the cargo bay. You get through the cargo bay to the machine shop, and you can see these people are they're coming out, like they're doing. Looks like they're just doing work, and they're ignoring. There's like bodies down there where like the people that were working on fell asleep, and they're just like sleeping. They're just not like they're not waking up or anything like that. But these guys seem to be going to work on the ship, doing some like advanced engineering stuff. You're not really sure what they're doing, but they don't belong here.
What are you doing? Get off this ship.
They go, oh, Cornelius, it's us. And like you recognize the one guy, his name is like Harry. And he goes, we met yesterday at the meeting. Remember? You recognize him.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. Great, Harry. What are you doing to our ship?
We were gonna grab some of the fuel pellets here.
Why?
Well, we got fusion engines on, or fusion reactors on the station. We want to keep them powered for as long as we can go. We're gonna make something great here, Cornelius. Can you feel it? And you, Cornelius, you kind of like take a second, and you feel a little more aware, and you almost feel like you can see through their eyes almost where they're coming from.
What are you building? What's the amazing thing you're building?
I mean, they all kind of look around. They're kind of stunned by what you say, and they're like, "This togetherness, this group, this love."
Well, we gave you we brought lots of pellets for you.
Well, we're not sure how long
more?
we're going to be here, but we all need to stay warm and make sure those that have been asleep to the greatness that's coming are awoken to it and brought into that warmth. Go ahead and give me your choice of willpower, self-discipline. Give me self-discipline.
Willpower. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we in the same room?
Nice. That's not too bad.
Okay.
That's 17.
You take a second, and like you can see clearly through this. These guys are looting your ship. Honestly, is all they're really doing, and they are like. They view it as their position is that they're gonna like keep this colony alive as long as they can with the supplies they need, and they're doing it for the greater good as their position. But that's bullshit. And as far as your more objective approaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure how far I should go now, but I have a gun.
Do you want to draw it on him?
Oh, it's already in my hand. So
Okay.
I look at my gun. I look at them. So it's all good with your kumbaya shit. But get off this ship.
Okay, so you suddenly start. Give me a We're gonna check here. Give me a Constitution stamina test. He shows poorly, my friend. I see in those eyes.
All right, so that's an 11.
Oh man.
What do I need?
You would need like a 13. I would put it that.
That's fine.
Alright,
That's fine. I can spend
doable.
some.
So you get kind of nauseous and you start like pushing back on that good feeling, and all of a sudden you're overwhelmed by this like illness, this sickness is pulsing through your body. But you kind of see through it. And do you want to fire a warning shot at these dudes? Do you want to pop one of them? What do you want to do?
Warning shot,
Okay.
I think is.
You fire a plastic.
Not on my ship.
Well, you fire a plastic bullet through the. You fire a plastic bullet. Let me go back to Sebastian and Beckett. The two of you come through the ship, and you hear a gunshot go off, and you come into a room, and you can see Cornelius with his gun pulled on looks like 10 or so of the crew members of the station. You pick up on it pretty quick, Beckett. It looks like they're trying to turn down the reactor on the ship and extract as many fuel pellets as they can get.
Oh no, hold on. What is happening here? This is our ship. What?
The captain is here. You surely understand what we're doing here, trying to unify us all. You know what leadership is. You know what it is when a crew works as one. That's all we're trying to bring to New Luna. Can you not feel it? Beckett, you do feel that euphoria?
I can feel this, and we must bring it out to the stars. This ship will bring it out.
In due time, but it is for Director Kestel to determine. He will make the wise decisions that will lead us forward. And you notice that the guy said Director Kestel, not Assistant Director Kestel.
Mm-hmm. Do I have that sort of internal thing, like I should follow Director Kestel, or is it really still
it's
just?
It's more that you realize that the security forces were charging the administration station.
Yeah.
Were doing some sort of management change.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put it in nice terms.
It's too political.
Yeah.
This is why we need to destroy it.
They're
I
touring. Sorry.
No,
But they take a second. We did not realize this man, and you feel the understanding they have before they even say it. This man will be our word to the stars, Captain Davis. You are it. You will be our herald.
Davis puts his hand on Sebastian's shoulder and says, "We can be these heralds."
No, Postmac. They are not this way. That's way. We should just solve this situation. These people are not part of the crew. This is not the right thing to do.
Sebastian, make a Constitution stamina test.
Okay. 8, 5, 13.
Okay, that's good. You're good. You feel a little nauseous, but you stave it off. The rest of the crew, the other three, you wake up like you feel achy. You feel like really bad sleep, and alarms are going off. Your alarms are going off to wake up. But you can also see there's been like a breach in the on the ship. Like security was breached. All this stuff.
Check life support.
Right. I checked to find out where the breach is, and if there is a weapon at hand.
There's a weapons locker. There's a weapons locker. You would need Ducas's permission to access it.
Well, then I get Chandra on the comms, and I'm like, Chandra, there's a security breach. I need you down at the weapons locker, and we need to get down there now.
On my way.
You guys all meet up right outside the bunks and everything like that. You arm up. You can see on your security readout, Chandra, that like the captain and a bunch of people are down in machine shop. It looks like a lot of the other crew are still asleep. It looks like some of them are maybe like vomiting in their sleep. Dayton, you wake up, you come out, you can see like them. Do you want to arm yourself, Dayton, also?
Yes, but I'm also checking the like internal life support and such, see if there's any
fine.
sign of anything affecting anyone.
It was a security breach, not like a breach of the hull. So it looks like someone like forced open the airlock doors.
Right, but I'm talking about like why everybody's sick. Like, is there any gas?
Nothing's coming back from the life support systems. You actually check those real quick. There's no like aberration amount of like bacteria or viral infections in the air.
Can I pump a stimulant in to
try to wake everyone up?
More?
That's a little more advanced. That would take a. They don't just keep stimulants in the air on tap.
Sure,
it's not that kind of shit.
I know.
That should be a mod in the next supplement.
Yes, stimulants. Yeah, we get everyone just high and.
Yeah.
Right.
But
yeah, you
and hide the whole team.
All right, you guys start moving down. Cornelius, you're hearing, and Sebastian and Cornelius, two of you are kind of like some of this euphoric feelings off of you. You were able to feel these people's like presence and everything like that too, but they are just fundamentally stealing from you. And the captain seems like we could go forward and do more with these guys, and they're actually starting to put stuff back once the captain asks.
Well, as long as they're putting stuff back, I you know, that's cool. But going forth with this, yeah, I'm kind of pacified, nonplussed.
Captain,
if they are starting to put things back, he starts to help them.
He's
helping push pellets in.
And they put the pellets back in. They kind of set everything up, and you get a call from now labeled Director Kestel, and he pops up and he says, "Captain, this is amazing. We have a way forward, and you are a part of it."
Director, I hope that your takeover of this station was peaceful, because the orb does not want us to fight.
No, it does not. That's why the unbelievers were knocked unconscious and taken out. That we were chosen. And the other three members come down to the machine shop. You see like these like strangers like messing with the stuff, putting stuff back together. You see the captain. You see Cornelius with his gun. Sebastian's like not having this either. And you have three of your members with full arms there. And you can see that the captain's like talking to someone on the comms.
Captain, what's going on?
A misunderstanding, Everett. Everything is good. We have figured it out. They were trying to loot the ship, but they understand that we have to leave. That we have to share with the rest of our people the goodness that can come.
Dayton, make a seeing test for me real quick, or a hearing test. Make a hearing test because you got a hearing.
Yep.
I'm liking this. Not as good as touching, but it's there.
And 14.
14. Okay. So you're sitting there watching the captain do this, and you can see on his data pad he's talking to now Director Kestel.
Right.
As he speaks, you can see Director Kestel mouthing the same words.
Ooh.
Even hear him say it a little bit lightly. Like you don't see him saying it before he says it. You hear him saying it with him.
If Chandra and Ethan are with me, right?
Yes.
So I will point this out to them right away. They're talking at the same time. I don't know what's going on.
We can get these people off the ship.
I mean, this is
should we just cut off Kestrel's head and hope that takes care of this, or
we can turn off the air.
A lot of air to turn off.
Yeah.
And
we're not in space, right?
No, there's no atmosphere.
No.
Oh, there is no atmosphere?
No.
Oh, you can leak out the air. Let it out.
There's some security. There are numerous stages of that, but yeah.
Yeah.
You guys gotta stand there for a second. They put it back, and as they do, they all kind of just file out. And they're grateful to the captain for the opportunity now to message them. And a few of them stop and ask that the captain. They go, Captain, can we come with you and be part of this great work? And
how many?
Two. Just two of them are asking to come with. Yeah, you got room for them. I mean,
there's always room on the crew of the Verde Libre.
Yes.
In the airlock.
Chandra, can you find berths for our two new friends here?
Well, when we leave, I can, but let's get everything going first.
We've got a lot to get together before we can get going.
You get a captain. You get a ping from Dr. Kale. She's requesting a direct conversation with you.
Sure.
Pops up.
I'll just take it right in the middle of the hallway, not even. Yeah.
And she goes, "Hey, what the hell's going on here? They're not letting me on the ship." She coughs up a little bit. They're not letting me on the ship. You got these two guys out here saying only the believers get to leave. What the hell is this?
And he'll say, there was a bit of confusion. Apparently, your colony is having a change of leadership, but it is all good. You will come with us and you will share the experiences that we have all had on this colony. Please tell them that the captain says you should come too.
All of you witness this. Oh,
Yeah,
Sebastian.
I mean,
Sebastian. I'm waiting for Sebastian here. All right, Sebastian, what are you doing? You hear this?
Yeah, when we reached the area where Cornelius was at the beginning, did we see anyone unconscious?
Yeah, there've been a few of the crew have been unconscious, and on the way here, now you think back about it, you thought maybe there was sleeping off a hangover, but there was people that were kind of unconscious here and there on the docks. It's maybe like maybe 1 in 3, half of them or something like that. Not too many of them.
Okay, so we saw people unconscious everywhere.
Yeah,
the guys talk about non-believers having something, and then I'm just linking it all together. And now I'm feeling kind of confused, but I look in terror at the captain, and I say, Captain Osmag, this is just not right. There is something very wrong about this.
What do you mean? It's so peaceful.
It might be peaceful for you, Osmag, but remember the Church of Heroes teaches us that we're all equal, but that thing is not considering people equal. So it has not to do with the teachings of the Church of Heroes. Do I know that part of our crew was unconscious as well?
Some of them still are.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm going to do is tend to them.
Okay.
As my medic too.
So I say some people are treated differently with by this fear, and this is just not right. And those people who are defending it, they don't know what they're saying. They don't realize how serious the situation is.
No, the people who do not feel it yet will come. They will understand. And
Captain.
then we all be the same.
Captain, listen to yourself. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I agree with Sebastian. Do you hear what you sound like?
a group together, knowing how to live in peace together. How do you not want this?
Captain, you're not talking about a group. You're not talking about a crew. You're talking about a herd, a hive. You're talking about a group of people who are just mindless.
And he reaches out and will like put a hand on your shoulder and say, "It is not that. It is."
Group that uses the term unbeliever about others is by definition a political tool and a force to be reckoned with and subdued.
No, you're twisting it. It's not that.
Captain, I think you need to get some rest and think about it. Punch him in the face.
And Dayton, you see that you can see on the captain's terminal, you can see Rachel Kale, the doctor who's picking up, like screaming into the thing. What are you doing? Who are you talking to? Whatever's going on. Like, she's really like, panicking about stuff. This is a dead to rights thing because I'm just gonna say you sucker punch him.
Yeah.
So just roll me some. Give me some. You knock him out, dude. Like, I'm not gonna have you punish it. You knock him out.
Beckett's not a fighter at all.
Yeah, there's
like it's definitely like a.
No, he's got striking style. So yeah, you knock the captain out. And he keels over. Yeah.
We need to rescue the doctor and
get the hell off this planet.
What's that?
Where is the doctor?
She's like, you want to grab the terminal and talk to her?
Yeah.
Okay. She goes, Dayton, right? She's like, look, I'm outside the docks. Like, these guys, they're like all like huddled around. They're not letting anybody leave the station. Can you guys get a clear path for me? Get the hell out of here.
We're on it.
All right.
Sure. We need to get her out.
That's what I just said.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was talking to her.
All right.
What do you need me to do, security boss?
Yeah, I think we also, well, at least I need to take care of, not Beckett. Beckett's the captain.
You took care of him.
The director, the new director.
The new director is like apparently in the administration office, which is now heavily secured.
Yeah, you're not getting anywhere near him.
Yeah. So
taking a tour.
All right, doctor first,
All
and any other unbelievers.
So she sends over her thing. She's not that far from the ship. It's like a straight run for her, but she kind of indicates that, like, and you can see from the outside cameras, from the dock cameras, that there's like a variety of people out there that are like lined up and kind of doing crowd control. Only a few of them are wearing security outfits. Most of them are just kind of like dock workers or just workers or whatever it is. But they're preventing people from leaving. And you can see that like 2 of them are armed with guns.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, we probably have nothing for security on the ships.
I mean, we can probably
The ship's not armed.
No, I meant like even like grenades or
you have
assault rifles or
sidearms at best.
You have sidearms and you have and you have a few rifles, but like the only person that even has remotely combat armor is like Chandra has like a set of like security armor, but that's about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I think we should calmly walk in because they're trying to keep people from coming out, and then we probably have to shoot our way out.
Okay.
And just yell run.
Okay. So you come out through the cargo airlock. All these guys left. They kind of let you guys head off, and there's like the 2 believers down the ship. They're wherever, and you can see Dayton's like talk to some of the people taking care of them. You can see these people. They aren't looking at the ship at all. They're not even looking at your direction. They're more trying to keep people out. And they're like, why can't I leave? Like, what the hell? I want to go on my job. And they're like, you have to, this is off limits. That's all they're saying is off limits, off limits. Very much the same thing over and over again. Mm-hmm. How do you want to deal with this?
Well, I guess we do have the advantage of being behind them right now.
And they don't notice you at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll take care of the 2 guys on the ship if you just so we don't have them behind us if you want. I'll show them to their quarters.
And lock them in.
You would be able to knock them unconscious in their quarters. That is a viable tactic for the life support system if you want to.
I don't even worry about that. I'm just going to
lock
put
the
them in and
door.
lock them in.
Lock them in. Yeah, that's it, too. Okay.
Yeah.
Change the code.
Okay.
Do I know if anyone else on the crew is handy in a situation like this?
Cornelius ain't bad.
Okay. All right. Why don't you and I go take care of the guys with the guns?
Just tell me where to act.
If we can let this crowd break out, that'll create a lot of problems for them.
So here's my question to you: are you gonna try to sneak up on them, or are you gonna try to like just drop them and then tell everyone to run?
I'm gonna
Or a
sneak
different-
and cold cock.
Okay. All right. So it's not really a problem. It's so much noise. You guys get behind them pretty easily, and they're standing there directing it. They don't have their weapons drawn or anything like that. Too. They're just like, keep it up, whatever. And you make a loud cocking noise behind their ears, and one of them turns around and looks at you, and is like, "What are you doing?"
I'm going to use my pistol butt to knock him unconscious.
All right, so you smack the one guy in the face pretty hard. The other guy goes to pull his gun. Cornelius, you are ready here. If you're going to roll an attack roll for me real quick, I'll see if you can drop him.
Yeah. Ah. Right. So 14, 16.
Okay, that's good enough to hit. So you pop the dude. Give me a damage roll real quick with the pistol. You got pistol stock because you're close range here, but I'm just gonna
11.
say, okay,
No, 12.
All right, so you go up and you pop him. The other guy gets stunned and he kind of falls over. A few of the other guys start kind of crowding around you. They start now making a circle around you. But you can see the doctor that was there. She makes a run for it for the ship. Do you guys want to try to like fight these guys? Or you want to run?
Do we have auto, or do we only have?
No, you have your handgun. It's a semi-automatic, and the rifle.
No, I mean, no, talking about the scientists. That we're supposed to bring 2 scientists with us.
Yeah, the other scientist you haven't heard back from,
Okay.
but you remember seeing him at the meeting.
He's gone kind of moony.
Yeah, but he's basically not here.
No, he's not here at all. No,
Right.
he's really bad at keeping appointments, guys.
So maybe we should just run. I ventured the idea. Run.
Yeah, well, I'm good at close-in pistol fighting, so I'm gonna, shoot one guy and break through, and then head back to the ship.
You
I'm
guys
basically just legging it.
All right, so you pull your guns. These guys, they kind of rush at you, Chandra and Cornelius. Do you want to use lethal force on them to stop them?
I'm willing to use lethal force. Yeah.
You actually end up dropping a few of these guys. You don't necessarily kill them, but you definitely like hurt them pretty bad. They're not armed. They're not even trying to pick up other guns, but they seem like locked in on stopping you. But they're not armed, so you guys clearly beat them in the fight. And you guys get on the ship. Do you want to tell Ethan to freaking fire it up?
I have got everything ready to go, basically.
Yeah, let's go.
You guys do a force undock of the Verde Libre as you leave here with your captain unconscious. Taking a pretty good chunk of their berth out, not open the airlock or ripping it open, but you take a pretty good portion of it out. The Verde Libre leaves the orbit. There's no pursuit. There's no attack ships coming after you. Or you get a hail, Ethan, from the attack ship they have on patrol. Do you want to respond to it?
No, I ignore it.
Garrity, do you want to respond to it? They're not like locking onto you. They're not pursuing. They're just like.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I don't particularly feel like talking.
Hey, this is Captain Reynolds of the New Luna Striker. Hey, no one down there is responding to us. What the hell's going on down there?
Well, our best guess is that that alien artifact that you've been messing with has been affecting people's minds, and now a cult has overthrown the director, and now Kestrel thinks he's the director, and it's a bad scene. They're trying to divide people into believers and unbelievers, and we left.
I'm sorry. Verde Libre, repeat. And the guy kind of stalks off. So, but we're gonna end it on that actually on them kind of being in orbit and having kind of a weird thing. So we'll end on that because we're at our time here.
But what happens when I wake up? Am I still taking over?
That's really up to the imagination of the watcher determining whether or not they let you wake up. We'll end it on that at our 5 o'clock time, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Yes, absolutely.
Did you guys have an okay time?
Yeah,
No.
good.
It was okay.
That was great. No, thanks.
Had a great time. That was fantastic.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
It's a great adventure.
Let it stop and thank Sebastian for giving us this kind of fun structure to play around with.
You're here.
Sebastian, thank you very much. I got to tell you, this is a really cool opportunity to be on the same screen and share some time with some amazing creators from all over the world. And you guys all inspire me. I look at your guys' work. Before I started my own stream for The Expanse, I watched like 8 other streams to see kind of what I liked and see what I wanted to pick from and everything like that too. So you guys are all people I've interacted with, and I appreciate your time. Check everyone out. They put the link for everyone again into the chat. And you can go. Oh, that's actually my links. I need to check. I have a different link for it, which is this one here. You can go find everyone that right there. Everyone, the last words before we leave for the night.
I just want to thank you for our effort.
Yeah,
Master to organize all the stream, to study the story, adjust the structure. It was amazing. I didn't think it could be run as a one shot because it can go very deeply, right? But it was great. Thank you, and thank you for the invitation as well. It's great to be here. There is Audun from the community, Meric, first time meeting, and the guys from Green Ronin. It's a pleasure.
Likewise.
Our pleasure.
Anyone else?
Thanks, John. Thanks, Guilherme. Thanks, all of you. I mean, for creating a great game, a great adventure, and running the game in such a great way. So this
Absolutely.
is
Awesome.
more than
super fun.
Thank you. Cool. I'm glad you guys all had fun. And I told Ian I'd pay him back for the adventure. I owed him a game. I felt like he's run from me a few times, so that's cool. And Meric, once again, I'll see you guys around. Chris, an absolute pleasure. Steve, an absolute pleasure. Everyone, thank you, everyone, and I'll see you all later.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
All right.
Let me go ahead and kick out.
Play the Expanse. Play the game.